All right, welcome to the stream. Wow, good eye, Scott. What's up, G? Thanks. How are you late? What's up, PR Kevin? You like this one? I thought it'd be an interesting little one-off. We can do more though in the future, of course. Whoops, I gotta get rid of this. Welcome to the stream though. Today we're gonna travel back to the 80s for some old school talk TV. I don't even know. I'm assuming on these, hopefully they don't trigger copyright, but they do have a lot of NFL footage, so I guess we'll just ride the lightning together. But we're going to watch a few episodes of the Mike Ditka show from we got one from 1982, and then I think the rest jump forward to 85. I couldn't find complete episodes 83 and 84 last night, but anyway, I think it'll be interesting anyway. I've never actually seen any episodes of the Mike Ditka show, but. And then I will, of course, be back in the morning for Juggalo Championship Wrestling. What's up, Hugh Scanlon? Thursday, we're wrapping up the second watch through of Primetime, and then Friday will be Memphis Wrestling, plus other stuff, but I don't have it figured out yet. But anyway, big 85 was a big year. Yeah, we've got there's at least a couple from 85, and there's a lot from 86. But anyway, here we go. The Mike Ditka Show. This is 1982.
Mike Ditka Show. It's a new season for the Chicago Bears and Mike's debut as a head coach in the National Football League. Jeannie will be getting questions from members of the audience, and our special guest tonight is Bears defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan. And we'll have some highlights from last Saturday's preseason game in Buffalo. And Mike, that was your first victory as a head coach. You got to feel pretty nice about that.
I felt good, really. I felt great about it. It was a good one for the team, and I really thought we might get the victory a week earlier against San Diego, but it didn't work out quite that way, John.
Well, you're going to have a lot more. And after this break, Mike will give us a progress report on the Bears quarterback situation.
Beautiful set, though.
To the Mike Ditka Show, to you viewers, and of course,
you need to go to Luke West with this scheme.
Of course, our live audience. And Mike, the big question everybody is wondering about is the quarterback situation. You have three men vying for the job, and you said this week that right now Bob Avellini has the edge. Is that an accurate quote?
Well, I think it's pretty accurate. He's throwing the ball, and he seems to have a real good grasp of what we're trying to do offensively. He's handled himself very well in both games, and also he's handled himself tremendously well in practice, which I think is very important to his teammates.
If you had to have...
I bet that one would be fun, too.
The starting
Don
quarterback
Shula.
for the first league game now, are you saying that it would be Bob Avellini?
Well, I'd rather not say that, but you're saying it.
Okay. Mike, we've got some tape of Bob. He had set a couple of touchdown passes. He had a good one to Emory Moorhead earlier in the Buffalo game. Let's take a look at the highlights. But this was your two tight end situation. Worked out well.
Right, we call it Jayhawk. We were really trying...
Yeah, I don't know how well this is all going to go, but...
trying to throw the ball into Robin Earl, who ran a pretty good route, and it just so happens that Bob read the defense perfectly. He had a linebacker.
If anything happens, I guess, if the stream gets stopped or whatever, I'll jump back on with something reliable.
Man-to-man on the backside, and he hit Emory with it.
And you have, I know, being a former tight end, you like to establish that tight end position. There hasn't been one here since you were.
But it's not so much that, John, is the fact that defenses today dictate that you have to throw the ball to the tight end and backs. You know, it'd be nice to say we're going to go out and throw it to the wide receivers like they threw it to you 93 times in 63, but you can't do that anymore. Defenses are better.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a look at another touchdown pass from Bob Avellini because it's from the shotgun. Do you think the shotgun is more advantageous to a slower quarterback like
Oh my God, this has like this has so much NFL footage in it.
Tremendously. I think it eliminates that time he has to get back there to drop back, and he reads the defense. Now, here he did a great job, but really, Brian Bashnell ran the pattern as well as it could be run. You know, we only had about, what, 10, 15 yards, and he squeezes in there. Just a great route.
What's this guy's name? Avellini? I don't remember him. I mean, I was only 3.
Now, you can see Avellini has a good field of view there from that shotgun. Of course, Tom Landry uses it a lot, but he uses it mostly on a lot of third down situations. You plan to use the shotgun on first down sometimes.
Some, I think you ought to tease with a little bit. I want to find out what people are going to do against the shotgun on first down when they don't have their best personnel, and I'm sure they'll play a lot of zone against it, so we're still going to have to find the holes.
Okay, let's go to another quarterback, Vince Evans. Now, he's the incumbent. He's probably the fastest, probably has the strongest arm. We have some, he loves to run, and when he does run, he usually is going to run, which can be sometimes a disadvantage when you like to see a quarterback run. And when he does run, he usually is going to run, which can be his arm. We have some, he loves to run, and when he does run, he usually is going to run, which can be...
When he's going to run, usually he is going to run.
Sometimes the disadvantage would you like to see a quarterback throw on the run. Now here's a play here. What do you like best about Vince?
Well, right now, I tell you, Vince has had a great week of work, and I think he's picking up things and seeing things better than he has earlier in the month. But as far as his physical ability is concerned...
Older Flora content? I don't think there's enough of it to... I don't think I could do a whole Flora stream.
John, there's very few, if anybody in the league, who has the physical talent Vince has. I think
Tatum Lorabelle deleted all of the majority of her content when she got a boyfriend.
Just has to get a little more comfortable with what we're doing out there, and once he does, I think he's really going to turn it loose.
He takes a little bit more time also when calling the plays.
A little bit, yes, but a lot of that can be alleviated if I get the play in there on time, early.
Okay, now tonight,
Vince Evans, he's got 43 rushes for 218 yards, averaging 5.1 yards per carry, plus 3 touchdowns.
Mr. McMahon is going to be the starting quarterback, and you said that he's going to play for
Mr. McMahon.
For at least a half. Is that correct?
Yes, Jim will start and he'll play the first half, and that's it. He won't play in the second half at all.
What do you like about him best?
Well, Jim's a pure thrower, and he's, he's a pretty gutty kid. I made a statement earlier in the week that he took 3 hits in the first 2 games, and they were 3 of the hardest hits I've seen any quarterback take, and the kid bounces off the ground, so he's also tough.
Let's take a look at him in that San Diego game when he came in and threw a couple of nice passes. This one here, I think, was to Ellebrock, but he really comes from a pro-style offense, too. That helps.
We don't have the right play for the defense, and he just made the adjustment.
See that tackle?
That helps.
We don't have the right play for the defense, and he just made the adjustment and hit the open receiver, John. There was nothing that was called that was spectacular. We had a tight end, and we were trying to run our 17
Oh, man, perfect.
pass, and Jim decided to come off of it. He kind of got squirmed out of the pocket a little bit, and then he hit Tim, who made a great catch.
You know, what I like about him is the fact that when he moves, he adjusts in the pocket well. He doesn't, take off and run. He'll adjust in the pocket and still look for his receiver.
Are you having problems with our lack of e-girl content? Amanda Love is coming up soon.
He sees everything. He has a great knack of picking up the alternate receiver out there, and it's, it's a talent that a lot of people don't have. He operates a lot like Montana does, really.
Okay, let's go to the studio audience. I know that they want to ask some questions. Jeannie is out there. Jeannie, did you find anybody who wants to ask a question?
We already have in Chicago the perfect quarterback with Avellini's moxie and Evans's athletic ability and the pure thrower in McMahon, right?
Well, that's a good question, Jeannie. Actually,
got it.
I'm going to pick that up as a question. Are you a firm believer, or have you developed your philosophy as a one-quarterback person, or might you, if a quarterback is hot for, say, cold for a half, you bring in somebody else? Are you averse to using all your quarterbacks throughout the season?
I might make a change, and I think we'll use all of them throughout the season. But
there's no arc for Tatum Lorabelle. There's no deep dive. She's just on, like, a bunch of Grace placement talent shows where we were trying to find a new Grace, and then she's in a bunch of episodes of Boyd Watch Live.
But we got right now we've made a kind of a demand of Pete Rozelle to allow us to play 13 players.
What's up,
that
Walt
way
Disney?
We can use them all at one time.
What's up, Scott?
Okay, what's our first
Mike,
question?
let's have some questions. Who's first? All right, back here. We're going to go way to the back.
Oh, man, Robert Gibson in the crowd.
I have a question. Are you ignoring James Scott and Ken Marjoram? I noticed the wide receivers
Oh, yeah, Ken Marjoram. Don't forget about him.
been getting the ball very often.
They asked me that same question yesterday.
I bet they do.
No, I'm not ignoring them. I'll throw it to them this week.
Another question over here.
Who will be the other Bear running back?
Well, right now it'll be Matt Suey. We're going to use some formations where Walter's in the backfield by himself, but we'll use
Harley
We're
Race.
going to use a lot of running backs outside of Walter.
You, sir.
Are you going to be using the 3-4 defense a little more this year?
I think Buddy can get into that more when he talks to you. We did use the 3-4 defense a lot more than people think we did in the first couple games, and of course people just didn't see it on TV, but Al Harris did stand up a number of times.
Okay.
I'd like to know what your plans are
Oh,
for
look at this
maintaining the
trad.
motivational intensity of the team throughout the 16-game season and hopefully 18 games.
Great question.
There
Winning.
you got the $64
That might be tough for
question.
Mike to answer. He was a very low-keyed football player.
Winning. There's nothing that's as contagious as winning. Unfortunately, losing is too, but if you win, confidence builds in the football team, and one part has to help the other part. The offense has to complement the defense, and the kicking game has to complement both of them. I think if we can just maintain the intensity, the victories will come.
All right. I'm going to have you stand up here so you can see Mike a little better. What's your question?
How serious is the injury of Reeve Sori?
Well, it's it's not a real serious injury, except that it's going to put him out for 4 or 5 weeks and maybe a little longer because he had a operation to remove an abscess that formed in his...
It's almost wild just to see people who like stand up and just ask normal questions at something like this. You know what I mean?
Between his larynx and his esophagus after he was struck in the neck. He was kicked in the neck and he had a deep, kind of a short tear in his voice box. So really can't talk and he can't
What's the problem with the playlist?
eat. So he's going to come out of the hospital on Saturday.
Aren't they all on there?
He's not going to mind not eating, but not talking.
Whoa, Ben Thorpe in the crowd.
Okay.
Mike, what are you going to be doing with your offensive line? It seems to be possibly the only weak point that you have on the team right now. Are you going to be looking to pick up someone in the future, or what's going to be your plans?
Well, I don't agree that it's a weak point. I think anytime you put people out there with the caliber of the kids we're putting out there and the character they have, they're going to fight you tooth and nail. And Dennis Lick has come back strong.
Dennis Lick.
Van Horn's playing well. You know, maybe we're not as solid as guard as we'd like to be, but Noah Jackson can be as good as anybody in football. And right now, Kurt Becker's caught my eye. I kind of like what he's doing.
How about you, young man?
With all the new formations and everything, how you think the Bears going to finish this year?
Look at this guy behind him. He looks real pissed off about this whole situation.
New formations and everything, how you think the Bears going to finish this year?
Well, if we can remember all the formations, we'll finish good. If we don't, we'll have a lot of problems.
You know, he asked an interesting question, Mike. Whenever a team installs a new system, it seems that it takes a little while to get the wrinkles out. Even, you know, 4 exhibition season games are really not enough. Do you expect possibly a slow start by the Bears because of this?
No, I don't expect it, and I wouldn't accept it, John. I think that's a cop-out. I mean, we
Todd
know what
Bridges.
we're doing offensively and defensively, and it's our job to go out there. We practice everything every day, and it's our job to go out there and perform on Sunday.
Okay.
One more question. You.
Okay. Do players get fined out of their pocket for making stupid errors?
Well,
Now, there's an idea.
we have no stupid players, but we do make some mistakes at times, and they don't get fined for making mistakes on the football.
For some reason, this made the idea of like that it's a good player making a bad thing. I always think about when Clarence talked about how people say that hate the sin, don't hate the sinner, but he recommends hating both.
They do get fined for being late for meetings or missing doctor's appointments or missing curfew or things like that. But
Channel
not for
2
missing
when
the
there wasn't a
sideline.
game on.
Okay, one more quick question over here behind you, Coach.
Do you think this year will be? You think this year will be a successful year as far as passing is
Nerdy!
concerned? Like your running backs and running plays.
We're going to throw the football. I'm not going to be a coach that's going to sit in and say, well, I'm going to run the football 60 times and then, you know, pass it 40 or 60, 40%. We're going to do what we have to do to beat the defense. And if it takes passing to do it, then we'll pass.
Mike, I have a question. You've been a head coach not for very long, a couple of games. Has it been what you expected, or what has come up to you that maybe you didn't anticipate as a head coach?
Well, I think things come up every day, you know, that when you realize the final say is yours. But I didn't come into the job with a lot of expectations, John. I came in with a lot of anticipation about what I wanted to do. Nothing scared me about the job. I realized I was coming to a football team. I think it's got a lot of talent. It really has a lot of talent. I was fortunate. I inherited a good staff, and I'm glad I have them. And they're doing a great job of coaching for us, and I think they've brought some of our young people along tremendously fast.
Okay, Mike, we'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show right after these messages.
What a relaxing show.
Welcome back to the Mike Ditka Show. 2 and 1 make 3, and now there are 3 of us up here. Buddy Ryan, the Bears defensive coordinator, has joined us, and Buddy, we're going to be talking to you in a moment about defense. You got a lot to
This looks like the guy from Wendy's.
say?
Dave.
Always have a lot to say, Johnny.
Okay. Mike, you know, you said something before the break that interested me when you said you're not going to be afraid to throw the ball, and I have some statistics that prove that. You have thrown, in the first 2 exhibition games, 73 passes while you have run 58. Was that planned that way?
Not really. I think the San Diego score dictated that we throw a little bit more. We couldn't take the time to
What's up, Mr. Buddy Lee? This guy's a jerk. Who? The new guy, Buddy Ryan?
try to march it down on the ground. I think we'll try to establish the running game tonight a lot more.
Or they're
than we had
both
in the first
jerks.
2 games.
But you are firmly believe that with the new rules and where the receivers have a lot of leeway that you win on the pass, don't you?
I definitely do believe that, John. But when you got a running back like Walter Payton, you like to give it to him once in a while because you know his runs of 4, 5, 10 yards can automatically break into a long play, and we're going to try to get him open tonight.
You know, you saw Walter Payton play
What's up,
against
Parbs?
you when you were a Dallas assistant, but now you see him every day at practice. You got to be more impressed than ever.
I like it.
You like it? What about Calvin Thomas? We have some videotape of Calvin from Illinois. He's kind of a sleeper and doing real well.
Really is. He's come a long way. He's caught the coach's eye, and he caught it with good, hard football. This run is not indicative of what he can do at all. He gets stacked up there pretty good. It was a short yardage play. But he has a lot more mobility than...
Now, when you say both are clowns, are you referring to Buddy Ryan and Ditka, or Buddy Ryan and the host? Or Ditka and the host? I can't tell. Or all three?
His one drawback was that he didn't catch the ball very well, but Kelvin's worked tremendously hard after practice, and he's catching the ball very well now.
No, he wasn't he a free agent?
Yes, he was a free agent.
Why wasn't he because he was hidden in Mike White's offense down there?
I think so. Mike throws the ball so much down there, so wide open, and they really don't throw it to the back. Didn't throw it to Calvin that much, and I think that's probably why people didn't realize he could play and run and block like he does.
You know, one thing that you've already picked up on is that Bob Parsons not only punts well, but he can
He's biting off Grace's gimmick of chewing on the pen during the talk show.
A pass-off punt formation. We have some videotape of that.
Ryan and Ditka.
Buffalo. I think he's 12 of 14 over his career.
Well, this is all Steve Kazar, our special teams coach.
Kazar.
In
Boom.
the
Oh, man.
movies, he showed it to me. We looked at it. He said, if I get the chance, I said, so when that situation comes up, I said, put the hot call on. If they give it to us,
Put the hot Carl on.
And that's Parsons' option.
Right.
And Bashnagel made
Zing.
a nice
Good
play.
play, he really does. Now, the only bad thing, Chris was supposed to go outside on it, and he would have had those two guys out of there, and he would have ran a long way, but Chris was so anxious to make a block, he came inside.
I see. Who else on offense do you like that's been doing real well at camp and has a good shot?
Well, you know, John, I think everybody's worked so hard, and I think they've responded to the team concept, and that's the important thing. You know, we have a lineman. Jerry Durger's played exceptionally well. He's played way beyond what a rookie
He was
would
an
play,
Eagles
and,
coach, too?
You know, that's impressive to see him come in and helping the offensive line like he has.
Dennis Gentry, geez.
Dennis Gentry is a football player, and he's going to get better and better once he starts understanding the plays.
Might you ever use Peyton and Little Gentry in the same backfield at any time?
We might.
We might, huh?
Don't want to let too much out of the box.
Don't let too much out of the
Buddy
box.
Ryan, he always lets it out of the box because you never know what's going to come. Buddy, you're famous for having 61 defenses and all kinds of confusion to confuse the offense. Is that going to be your same philosophy on defense this year?
Well, of course, Mike's the boss, and he'll dictate what we do, but, I mean, we feel like that offensive and defensive, we have to mix things up and give people a different picture quite often.
I noticed from the San Diego game to the Buffalo game, you brought in a lot of new wrinkles, didn't you?
How old is Buddy Ryan here?
Well, at least new wrinkles for this season.
Well, the thing that happened is we went into San Diego going to try to play a base front and base coverage, and you can't do that against San Diego, as you saw, and we knew when we went out there, but we'll be one of the best football teams in the National Football League at the end of the year.
Well, you're going to put Harris. You're going to install a little bit of a 3-4.
Oh my gosh, this guy is only 50 years old here. Holy shit.
Harris is the key guy. And I was going to ask you to go up to the blackboard.
Buddy Ryan right here is 3 years older than I am right now.
And show us where Al Harris plays and what you're going to do with him.
It's not too late for me to make it as a coach.
Okay?
Well, you know, we've used a three-man line every year we've been here.
Oh, where's South to West at? He would be feasting right now.
Degrees, depending on, we believe in doing the whatever it takes to win. And if the three-man line's the answer, that's what we'll do. All we do is move Soupy Campbell back inside.
Soupy Campbell.
Move Al out and move Big Rook Hampton over the to the right defensive end. And you have the three-man line. Of course, the big learning process.
Oh, there you are,
Campbell.
South
he
to
has
West.
To be able to play Will, Mike, and Mo, as we call them.
Can you speak English?
Well, that's what we call this, the middle linebacker. So, in other words, from this position, Al will go into some coverages just like he does on our 46. He'll also blitz and be a rusher, and it'll create more mental problems for the offense.
Okay, well, will he be up? Will a key for the viewer, if he's up in an up position, that means he's going to be the linebacker and drop off.
Well, that means he's the linebacker.
I know it's just going to be me and 3. I'm going to have to retire from streaming and just do whiteboard presentations.
But he might blitz.
He might blitz from that spot.
He may go from that position, or he might.
Is it a good idea to discuss your strategy on TV? I don't know. Maybe it's all an elaborate ruse, you know?
Drop off and play 5 or 6 coverage.
He's fast enough to play in the pass coverage.
Oh, just like he was in 46 for years.
Okay, we've got a play with Al Harris making a tackle here and jolting the ball loose on a fumble. Let's take a look at it as Harris, number 90, will come from the left of your screen. Right there, 90.
Did you see the cheerleaders back there?
Forces the front of your screen. Take a look at it as Harris, number 90, will come from the left of your screen.
We love that. He did that out of a 4-man line, but he can do the same thing if you stand him up.
Oh, no, they ran out of cups. Does that mean my cup is now a premium item?
And bring him. So he's a great football player, a great athlete, and a great kid.
How do you size up the Central Division?
Personnel-wise?
Yeah, I mean, if you have to, the Bears have to beat somebody out. As you're looking at Al Harris, who do you think it's going to be? As you anticipate the offenses of the other teams.
Well, I think Detroit has the best personnel in the league, and I think Tampa Bay is second. So we have to beat both those people.
Okay, Jeannie, I hope she's out there in the audience. Jeannie, let's get some more questions.
I can explain to these people one thing about Buddy. He forgot one player's name, but that's because he doesn't call them by their names. He calls them by their numbers, right? Okay, non-discriminatory. Okay, sir.
We've been told for the last few years that intelligence has been a criteria for selecting players.
Actually, I think it's more important to be smart than it is to be strong when it comes to the gridiron.
In the draft. And I was wondering how that ranks in terms of your priorities, and secondly, how have those players done learning the new system that you've installed?
Well, message me on Discord.
Well, the first
I'll send it to
priority
you.
I'd have is character before intelligence. But you can't have dumb football players either, and there is no such thing. They all go to college, but some have a ability to learn our system a little better. And that's why we have coaches. We're supposed to be able to coach them some well, too.
They got to learn. Okay.
Buddy Ryan, is Dan Hampton going to be able to get a lot of sacks this year?
That's 99.
Wow.
So, I referred to him
Me
as a big
personally,
look,
I
and
feel
that's
like intelligence is a more better marker when it comes to the draft process than maybe raw talent or strength, because you can never underestimate intelligence.
we called him for years, and he'll always be. But he is one of the great down linemen.
Yes, correct, Southwest. That's what I saw as well.
In this league, and he'll dominate the game.
I couldn't find any other complete episodes of this for 3 years after this point.
As well as Ian, maybe even more so.
At first, he didn't like the idea of moving the tackle. Now he says he's
Well, never
happy.
mind now. I'm not going to send you the cup anymore.
So it's closer to a quarterback, a straight line.
Dink.
Some people call him Danimal. Your question.
For Coach Mike.
Lamar
follow-up to his
Latrell.
question. How long do you think it'll take your team to digest, the offense you're trying to institute? And how long do you think it'll take your team to win the NFC Central Division?
Well, I don't want to make any predictions, but as far as digesting what we put in, they've already done that to a great degree. We probably have about 3/4 of what we'll totally put in right now, and then we'll make some adjustments off of that. They've handled it very well, really. Our problem hasn't been the fact that we've not known what we were doing. We've had 19 penalties in 2 games, and at that rate, we'd have 160 over 16 games. You can't win very many doing that.
Next question.
Oh, yes, my question is for Buddy Ryan. What is the status on linebacker Jerry Muckestern?
Jerry will play a quarter with the first unit this week, and I think there'll be a big challenge there between.
It's the best one. It's the best cup. Like, if you're going to get a pull, that's the one to get.
Otis Wilson and Jerry. Both of them are fine football players, and Otis particularly has been playing real well this exhibition season. And I think Jerry will challenge him, though, and that's a good position to be in, to have 2 good ones,
Sure is. Quick question.
Okay, Coach Sitka, you played for George Halas. You coached with Tom Landry. What one thing have you learned from both of them?
Well, they're both great coaches.
Tom Landry.
This guy is constantly quizzical and dismissive of everybody who gets up to talk. And look at this Ruby SpaceX coded individual over here. Oh, Dr. Phil's here as well. Or is that Howard Finkel? Watch this guy's face.
You played for George Halas.
You coached with Tom Landry. What one thing have you learned
He's
from
like,
both? You
Tom
played
Landry,
for
give me a
George Halas.
break.
You coached with Tom Landry. What one thing have you learned from both of them?
Well, they're both great coaches, and I think greatness takes a lot of forms.
I stood by you, Parbs. I stood up for your rights.
You know, in Coach Halas, he was a very intense man, and he was a great motivator. Coach Landry motivates through results. But yet, I think of all the people...
Oh, Marino had his own show. I think it'd be fun to watch some more of these.
Who ever met Coach Landry probably was the fairest.
All the ones today are Mike Ditka, but we could do a Dolphins theme show at some point if I can find them.
I think fairness and consistency is are great qualities to have.
Mike, as you think back now, you've got the job and everything has worked out well, but you didn't leave the Bears on the best of terms with George Halas. Are you surprised?
In fact, I stood up for you when she was still legitimately mad and had sent me fucking, no exaggeration, probably 35 consecutive voice messages about it. That she had seen what I said and that I was on thin ice and that I was pushing my luck on the nose alignment references and all this kind of stuff.
Turn of events in history that you ended up as head coach of the Bears? As you
I really believe the good Lord put us where he wants us, and I think that's why I'm here. But, John, my relationship with Mr. Halas was fine years ago because that was all remedy. When I first left here, maybe it was a little tense. But I think that was because I was very young and immature at that time. I think I've learned to be a little wiser.
Okay, we'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show in just a moment.
Hey, ATF.
Mike, will we see any improvement in the 2-minute offense?
Well, we hope so. We just hope we don't have to use it that much. But we will improve it, yes.
Over here, quick.
I'm a Doug Plant.
The Super Bowl Shuffle, of course. There's a great HBO Max little documentary about it that's kind of fascinating. I think one episode of the Ditka Show has some behind-the-scenes footage of it, but I'm not sure. Is this Meathead from All in the Family?
Thanks, man. Can you tell me the status on him? Because I haven't seen him start too many times. Or has that hit against Tampa Bay, that questionable one, caused any change in his game?
No, he's still an aggressive young man, does an excellent job for us.
Yeah, I'd like to know as far as it on the Buffalo game, was
What's my Discord name?
Walter Payton running on a bad ankle?
Hold on, I'll tell
He
you.
wasn't running up to par.
Yeah, he's not 100% right now. He had a small ankle sprain, a slight ankle sprain. He's going to get better.
Who's your starting field goal kicker?
We've got two of them right now, Bob
Let's see.
Thomas, John Rivetto.
Need that 13th player.
It's Mark Fusion 5619. Mark Fusion 5619.
I was wondering what Jim McMahon has to do to be the starting quarterback this season.
I get some I get a lot of like people trying to get information, so I don't check it that often except for Bethadone, but I'm sure I'll see it.
Play real well.
Okay, we're out of time. It just seemed to go so fast. I want to thank you for watching and the audience for coming.
Oh, that was only
Mike,
21
Buddy
minutes.
did a
That
great
did
job.
go by really fast.
And be sure to stay tuned for the Chicago Bears and the St. Louis Cardinals. That's it for the first Mike Ditka Show.
Okay, now we're to November 17th, 1985. So 3 years later.
Good morning. In about 4 hours, we're going to know the answer to the big question. Can Mike and the Bears stretch it out to 11-0 by beating the Cowboys in Dallas? Jeannie's going to be out in the audience to get a lot of questions from our studio audience, which is rather lively, right? And Mike's special guest is fullback Matsui, who rushed for 102 yards against the Lions.
Matsui.
And Mike, I got to ask the obvious question. Everybody in the world knows that you really want this one. Dallas
I know that
Cowboys.
was those were frantic times when we were constantly checking Discord for court updates.
Tom Landry, your old coach, they beat you. The Bears have not beaten the Cowboys since 1971. This has got to be, it's got to be a really big one for you.
Well, it's a big one for us, really. I think we're trying to accomplish something, and I think every game's a big game. But yeah, when you play a team the caliber of the Cowboys, John, yeah, it's a big game. Personally, it's really no bigger than
Is that
the other
any
ones
better?
to me, and I mean that. I mean, really. We all believe you, Mike. I hope there's no lightning. Okay, we'll be back to let Mike expound on that in just a moment.
The Mike Ditka Show is sponsored in part by Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. By Budweiser Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Toyota, who could ask for anything more?
44-0. Oh, cool. Blue-collar alcoholism.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says...
We used to have commercials that were like celebrated the working class, and we used to have shows about like home life and family. Now like it seems like there's more about like workplaces, and the bud like the commercials are more of like promising a different lifestyle as opposed to celebrating the lifestyle that you have now.
Budweiser.
I'm already depressed. We're only 30 minutes in and I'm already depressed.
Is it fair to compare these snow blowers? After all, the Aaron's ST2+2 has powerful two-stage action, not single-stage.
I already gave it to you. Gee, thanks. What are you talking about?
The Aaron's throws snow up to 25 feet and has self-propelled...
Actually, you should tell me your name, because if you message me, I might think you're lying. I might think you're a fake account.
Action. Is it fair? Sure. Compare prices. They're both under $500. The Aaron's ST2+2 at these fine Aaron's dealers.
Mike, getting back to the Dallas Cowboys for a moment, I thought Dennis McKinnon had a good quote earlier this week.
Two
prompts
stage,
this question.
under
he
500.
Says, we've proved to ourselves how good we are. We're 10-0. We know we are. He said, but he says, I don't think the nation is still sold on the Bears. He says, not until we beat Dallas. Do you think do you think there is that feeling on the team that this is a special game to kind of prove once again or to solidify that?
Well, I think, John, when you play a team the caliber of the Cowboys or the Jets or Miami or the 49ers, playoff teams, the Redskins, I think that's when you get the credibility, when you beat the good football teams. For some reason, people really don't think the Central Division is that good. I think they're wrong, but that's their opinion. And I think what he said is very much true, really, that I think a lot more people would recognize it if we beat the Cowboys.
We're going to talk about the Cowboys more, but let's talk about the game against Detroit last week. We've got some offensive highlights, and I think that
Barry Sanders, right, with the Lions, was like one of their big guns or their big guy.
The Bears had to win under circumstances. Steve Fuller got in there, played
what about
a good
Robert
game,
Fuller?
reestablished himself
Oh,
as a
look at
strong
this.
number 2
Oh,
quarterback. And
man.
that was one of the
Oh, no.
real pluses of the game.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
man. Damn, bro, that guy hit him right in the... It looked like he took him out right in the ankles. All the man had to fear back then was a stiff breeze. Comb-overs were all the rage. True. They weren't very... I don't know, like... Bald guys weren't kind of... I think a lot of it is like self-loathing and with modern baldness, but I feel like it was just something that you saw a lot was got people with hangovers, people with comb-overs and stuff. What's up, OC? But it was always like the butt of a joke, you know, like in a sitcom or something.
John, I think the weather.
But people didn't feel like they're like a lot of people now are like so fixated on it. And I don't think it was quite that bad back in the day.
Really dictated that we didn't throw the ball a whole lot, but Steve did a good job. He controlled, he understood, he had a very good understanding of what we wanted to do and how to do it, and that's important. That's what the quarterback's job out there is. I thought he worked very well in the football game.
Oh, man, that seemed like it just fucking kill you. Roll your ankle.
Did a good job. Whenever you get the short pass to Walter, you're liable to get a
Heathen posted he's gunning for an attorney. Sounds like it's time for Mark Fusion to have an arc with the Heathen.
Long pass out of it. And of course, Peyton did that time. And this time, watch a tremendous block by Peyton as Calvin Thomas got in for the touchdown.
I like how the live audience is cheering this old footage.
Now, you see the block there as he blocked William Graham, number 33. So Peyton once again shows what a versatile football player he was. This was an ad-lib play, wasn't it?
Right, we had a lead play in there, and it might have been a good play. We had looked like a pretty good hole, but when Steve saw the safety up there was one extra guy. Matt knocks him off. And it would have been, it would have been interesting. Walter might have had to run over somebody to get in, but he did what Jim usually does. He just took off with the football.
Okay, you won this game 24-3. The conditions were bad. Would you have run as much?
I don't
Suppose it
know,
was a
man. I don't
perfect
see
day.
you on here.
Would you
Let me
still have
see.
run as much?
No, we were throwing the ball. We thought we had a very good understanding of how to pass the ball against Detroit into the short zones, and basically that's what you have to do. But the wind just wouldn't let you do a lot of things.
Okay, let's go out to the audience for some questions.
Okay, you're the first one.
You've had a perfect record thus far this year. What do you think at this point are the major flaws or weaknesses in the Chicago
I'm not
Bears
bullying Baldwin.
that could stop them from going all the way this year?
Well, you know, the biggest
Have you
problem
ever
deal
heard
with in
me
football
disparaging bald people on this
is
show?
injuries. You know, you get injuries to key personnel, then you could have some problems.
4G
if
things,
the
I put
backup
that in
people
and said
can't
it
come
doesn't
through.
exist.
I think that's our major problem. I think as far as our confidence level and the way we're playing on offense and defense, I think that's fine right now. We're not throwing the ball as much as we did earlier, but I think that's for a reason. Some it's been the weather, some it's been injury. But I think we're capable of throwing the ball, so we'll be all right.
You mentioned injuries. Jim McMahon, is he going to...
It's still questionable, John. I really don't know. I think it's going to go right up to game time again with him. And the reason I do it this way is I don't want to make a decision to say somebody's out and then be standing on the sideline
Yeah,
and get
that
behind
says
and
that's
put
a
him
fake
back in the
name.
game. People say, this guy's some kind of egghead. No, I'm not going to do that. I mean, they know I'm an egghead.
Fake
but I'm
name.
not gonna do that.
And what about Peyton? He's
Peyton's going to be fine, I think. He got a sprained ankle. That was the worst thing. But he's worked during the week, and he's going to be okay.
I don't notice anybody complaining when your egghead decisions work.
Well,
right?
Egghead.
Two of them do, Jeannie, thank goodness.
Your question, sir.
Yes, since you had such good luck running against Detroit, do you think you're going to mix it up a little bit more this week with the run and the pass combination?
Yeah, we'll try to mix it up a lot more. You're not going to run the ball as successfully against Dallas, that's for sure. They're a very, very good football team. Right now, maybe they're playing defense as well as anybody in the league except us. They're playing...
Was he on the Bear? He was there in '85, right? I thought. Wasn't he part of the big team?
Good. And the Giants. I mean, those three teams are really playing great defense at this point.
Mike, are we possibly see a pass out of the fridge this week or what?
Oh, the refrigerator.
Pass out of the fridge. Jeez. You've been watching practice.
Well, then why'd you tell me it was 4G thanks without giving me the rest of the numbers?
Yes. Yes, Coach Zika, are we going to see Brian Bastian back this year?
I don't know.
Wow, did you see that guy behind him? What an evil smile.
No, we just have to wait
What
and
an
see.
evil
Are we going to see
smile.
Brian Bastian back
What's going on with these two? Something's going on.
this year?
I don't know. There's a possibility. We just have to wait and see. We brought the young kid back last week, and because I think the young kid's going to be one heck of a football player for us. But there's a chance Brian might be back also.
He's talking about Ortego. Okay.
Here's the young kid. What's your question?
Coach, will you do anything special today for covering Tony Hill?
Well, yeah, we will do a lot of things special for Tony Hill. The one thing we want to do is bump him on the line of scrimmage some, and we'll have to double cover him quite a bit. I was just teasing earlier with some people in the week that it would be pretty hard to double cover Dorsett, Cosby, Hill, and Renfro, so we're going to have to take our choice on a few plays and leave one of them single covered.
And the question is if they can figure out which one's going to be single cover.
I hope we mix it up well enough.
Question.
The preseason game against Dallas, a lot of extracurricular activity. Do you expect any cheap shots out of them like you got out of the Packers in the last game?
No, I think they're too classy organization.
Too
and a
classy.
team. I think they're just a tough physical team, and so are we. I really don't anticipate that happening. I think the team that ends up getting a lot of penalties is going to be in big trouble, period.
Oh,
let's go to
good call. The Black Hole Sun video. Exactly. They got that weird, just waiting for their smile to, like, expand.
Defense for a while. We have some videotape from the game against Detroit, and the Bears came up with 4 sacks and 2 interceptions.
Tony Dorsett. What about Michael Irvin?
This was won by Dave Durson as the fridge was putting the pressure on Eric Hippo. Mike, everybody, you can see 72 is Perry. Everybody
No, there doesn't need to be any emote of me.
is aware of his offensive exploits. How did he do defensively in this? How did he grade out defensively?
Well, he graded out in the high 80s, but actually we had some linemen that graded out higher than he did, but he had 5 tackles and he had 2 sacks, and he was the only lineman that had 5 tackles and 2 sacks. So I haven't figured out the grading system, but I think he's on the rookie end of the grading system, which is lower.
Okay, well, here he comes, 72. It was Mike Singletary that got
Crunch.
there first, but then Perry got in on
I
the
had a big Mike Singletary, like, you know, they used to make the posters where you could like stand next to him and it would you could tell how tall you were. I had one of those of him.
sack as the Bears really shut Detroit down. I think about 100 yards total for the whole game, and Hipple just didn't have any time to do anything. Wilbur Marshall that time.
Well, Wilbur just keeps making big plays, John. He's just such a good athlete out there. He just keeps making a lot of big plays for us.
And Mike Singletary was all over the ball there, almost ran for a
I don't see any emotes getting replaced from here on out.
touchdown if he could have gotten away from Jones. Here's 58. You see that nobody's there to pick up Marshall. He gets through slick and clean and puts the hit on Hipple, who's looking the other way, and then
What was I going to say?
it was
There's that polite golf clap from the crowd. Whoops.
Mike
Boing. Whoop, whoop.
Mike Singletary, and he said
What
he
a-
would have
what a
had it.
move.
Hadn't it been for number 30 there. Didn't see him coming, or he would have outrun him. Okay, let's go to the defense. To the audience. That's our defense.
Well, let
Okay.
me ask a question. You have just about all the perennial winners on your schedule this year, I think, except for the LA Raiders. I'm not sure, but it seems like it. Is that an advantage to you psychologically to have that?
Whoa,
sure, but
check
it
this
seems
out,
like it.
guys. Look behind here. Raul
Is that an
Julia.
advantage
Incredible.
to you psychologically to have that part of the schedule, or at least reputation-wise?
Well, you know, Jeannie, the schedule's set depending on how you end up, and we ended up well last year, so we have to play the winners of the other divisions, which are the 49ers and the Redskins. And
If we ever get another one, I'm leaning toward Clarence. But not as a replacement, but like if we ever get another like emote slot, I would probably go with Clarence.
you know, Miami, teams like that. Dallas was in second place. But, you know, I think it's great because I think you have to play those kind of teams to get ready for the playoffs.
Okay, question. Here.
Listen, Mike, congratulations
My
to you
wife.
on your first year. I'd like to know if
It's fourth.
his fourth year. I'm sorry. I'd like to
Go,
I agree.
Miss.
I agree. It seems like only yesterday.
Right. I'd like to know if Walter Payton is going to pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
Walter
is he going to
Payton.
throw? By
Maybe.
any chance? By any chance?
Maybe. Yeah, there's a by any chance. There's a chance.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't bet on
Oh,
anything.
yeah. I
Okay.
reviewed that a while back.
One more quick one.
Mike, since
Kicking
our
and
first
screaming,
win
I
in
think.
Tampa,
Whoa, look at this guy.
everybody's wondering,
Looking like he's straight out of an episode of Gunsmoke. Look at this hair on this guy.
Are you going to wear the same tie?
He looks like the evil banker from, like he would be in an evil banker storyline on Gunsmoke.
Since then,
Like a Jack Palance looking motherfucker.
are you going
More quick one.
Mike, since our first win in Tampa, everybody's wondering, are you going to wear the same tie since then?
You'll see the same tie you've seen for 10 weeks, that's for sure.
They're like, how brave, wearing the same tie.
Okay, we're going to be back in just a moment with Matt Suey and Mike Ditka on the Mike Ditka
Isn't
Show.
Clarence about one of the last heavy hitters that doesn't have an emote?
Is it fair to compare
Ben
these
and Grace,
snowblowers?
Ruby,
After all, the Aaron's ST2
Vegan,
Plus 2 has powerful two-stage action.
Bethadone,
not
Jedi, Heathen, Amanda
The Aaron's
Love,
throws snow up to
McHenry.
25 feet and has self-propelled action. Is it fair? Sure.
Jack Palance School of Cosmetology.
Compare prices. They're both under $500. The Aaron's ST2 Plus 2 at these fine Aaron's dealers.
Looking for something more in a car, but the cost of keeping it on the road hangs over it like a dark cloud? Introducing a ray of sunshine.
Yeah, because it's Mike Ditka as the guy, you know, it's his show. Even though the other guy is kind of the host, Ditka's the star, you know.
The 1986 Toyota Tercel.
Like we were talking about earlier when I interview the Bethadone clinic, like I try to let her be the, you know, having some of the people as a co-host wouldn't really work because they need to be the center of attention.
The lowest operating cost of any car in America. It's Toyota's lowest priced car. It has more room than any subcompact and front-wheel drive.
Whoops.
The Toyota Tercel. You won't get soaked.
come from the baths of Caracalla outside Rome. The art on the walls could have come from the Museum of Modern Art in New York. And the chef could have come from the Brasserie Gisond in Lyon.
Wow.
But a 5-year performance record that looks like this could only have come from one business bank in Chicago, the Exchange National Bank.
I see you bought you-know-who's most powerful personal computers.
Yes, I did.
The Compact 286 computers run all the popular business software much faster.
Actually, it was a committee decision.
And they're better for networking.
The truth is, I wasn't entirely happy.
The powerful Compact 286s can do a lot more than those computers.
Frankly, the decision stank.
The Compact 286s, they simply work better.
It was Hotchkiss who pushed it through the fool. H-O-T.
Bear fullback Matt Suhey has joined us, who comes off that 102-yard game, his third 100-yard game, and things are going so
Holy
great
cow.
for Matt because Penn State is number 1 in the nation. The Bears are 10-0, and
I would have thought this guy had been retired for a while. What's up? It's me.
what else, Matt? What else is going good for you?
Well, we're undefeated.
We're in 1985, toward the end of the year.
Penn State's undefeated, and Reagan's the president. So I must tell you, we play the Cowboys, and Penn State plays Notre Dame this weekend, and of course Reagan's got to go to the summit. So
We'll see how
we end up.
Go 3-0, right, for the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, Notre Dame's America's team. The Cowboys are America's team. I don't know what us poor guys are doing.
Well, you're winning, and that's what counts. Matt, going into the game last Sunday, did you expect to gain 100 yards?
Well, the weather conditions really dictated that we're going to run the ball, and along with their defensive scheme, which they were not very strong against the run. And we are very strong against the run. We've run the league in rushing for the past 2 years, and again, we just kind of emphasized more on it Sunday with the weather conditions, and we did very well.
We've got some
Reagan for
videotape of you
president.
running, and there were some big holes, and most of your yards were basically up the middle against that 3-4. They have 3 linemen and 4 linebackers, and
I was going to look something up, and I forgot what I was going to look up.
you can see an influence. C-78 turn around. He was just influenced right out of the play there as Suhey went right up the middle. He got some great blocking and some good determined rushing. And it's ironic, we talked about it earlier in the week, but Walter Payton has got a deal going with Matt. If Matt ever outrushes him, he gets $100 a yard.
Wow.
And it was 107 and to 102 last week, and Matt was ahead late in the game, and Walter Payton came back in and wound up with 107.
See, he doesn't know this.
As long as I get my commission, we can.
Well, anyway, you got 3 times now. Matt has rushed for 100 yards, and 2 of those times Walter Payton did it at the same time. But you were just getting huge chunks up there, and that's got to... Mike, how much does such success, how much do you gear the success
sweetness.
of the way you blocked and your offensive scheme? It was so successful. Is it negated by the fact that you're playing Dallas as opposed to Detroit? I mean, how much do you change your running scheme?
Well, it's hard to run against Dallas, the same place, but Matt wanted to run these kind of plays. These are the kind of plays he runs best, and he says, let me run this type of play, and we put them in and we ran them.
And you established him right away because you carried the first 2 times. It's been a long time, I think, since Matt carried the first 2 times in the ball game, and that's
corn dog?
the situation going, right?
Yeah.
Well, you've got a lot of passes. I was looking at you. How many passes you caught? About 200, haven't you, for the Bears? That's a lot.
I'm not even really sure. It's one thing good about the fullback position is that you've got the chance to really explore all facets of the game, blocking, running, and occasionally catching the ball. So it's been rewarding for me that I've gotten involved in actually the main part of the game, whether it be blocking at the point of attack or carrying the ball or even catching passes.
What is Matt Suhey going to do when down the line when he retires? What do you want to do?
Oh, geez. I'm not really sure. I've worked in the securities industry here in Chicago and enjoy Chicago very much, so I think probably somewhere in that area.
Okay, well, that's the way to make money. Mike has a lot of stocks and bonds. He makes tons. Okay, let's go out into the, into the audience. That's a private joke. Okay.
You make money if you're right. Okay, you, sir. You stand up. Let me read.
Scott
Matt, I
Baio.
happen to be a Bear fan and a Penn State fan.
Oh my gosh, did
And I
you
was
see young Jeffrey Dahmer in the
wondering
background?
if Coach, Matt, I
Right here?
happen to be a Bear fan and a Penn State fan. And I was wondering if Coach Ditka and Coach Paterno had any similarities in their style of coaching.
Both wear ties.
Yeah. Well, they're both winners, and they, I would say that. They do have similarities in that overall they emphasize the discipline and the details and preparation through practice. I think not because Mike is sitting here, he's very concerned about the players themselves outside of football. And really what he's teaching you, as Paterno does, is the preparation for later on in life. Again, that sounds kind of idealistic, but it's really true.
Corn Dog, did you smash Tom Benson's nephew?
Matt, did you happen to see that comments by Merlin Olsen about a team possibly losing emotional energy in a season like this towards the end?
Well, I think with the way we're going now, I'm not even sure who we played after the Cowboys, to tell you the truth.
Atlanta.
I'm not, Atlanta, is it? I think, yeah, everybody's really excited about the way things are going, but realize that, hey, it could end at any time. And the ironic thing about football is once you get into playoff, in the tournament time, it's sudden death. So if you have a bad day, you're out. You're gone, regardless of how well you've done previously through the season. So I don't think so. I think guys are getting excited with the success. We have a lot of pride and a lot of ego now, which is very good, which we had not had in the past.
Okay, your question.
Yeah, I was going to ask Matt, because of the competition with Dallas, how do the players stay loose and keep from getting so tense before game time?
That guy was
our
committed.
Players, McMahon and Becker and some of our guys we have, like McMichael, I think the trademark of our team is being very loose, but very confident, and really once we hit the field, we're going to hit it running. Play very aggressive, physical type football, but yet very intelligent. I think it's the way probably George Halas would have liked it to be played. Smart, intelligent, but yet very, very physical.
Let's get back to Dallas.
He wore
for a second. We got
lifts,
some
wow.
videotape of the Cowboys-Bear game from
Brutal.
the exhibition season. And obviously, Mike, I know you have great respect for Tony Dorsett because he's a guy that can pop him. He didn't pop him against you in the exhibition game, but what are you going to do to stop this guy?
Well, this is the key. He's going to
Tony Dorsett.
get his yardage, John. You got to guard against the real long run, you know.
So did they pretty much, was the transition from Dorsett to Emmitt Smith like a smooth, they always had like a top tier running back?
The big 50, 60-yard run. And this was Tony's first game back. You know, he hadn't been in training camp when he came in, so he played pretty well in the game considering everything. But we'll have our work cut out for him.
Okay, now here was the big hullabaloo between, well, a whole bunch of them, but Too Tall Jones and Van Horn, 78.
Oh, man, Ed Too Tall Jones.
Where they really go at it. And I know that the Bears both teams were kind of
No, the interesting
They had a Herschel Walker.
thing about this, John,
I think of him with the Giants for some reason.
more punches than the Too
More than
Tall
the
landed
Cowboys.
that day than he did in his whole boxing career.
You could say much worse. Wow.
So many times you talk about a game's going to be rough, there's going to be fights, and it doesn't pan out that way. But at Green Bay, there was a prediction that there were going to be fights, and that each team had a bone to pick, and there were. Now we have the same situation. Dallas is mad at you. You guys are mad at them. Do you anticipate?
There were no fights in Green Bay. None.
There
Not
weren't?
one. There were a couple late hits. There were no fights. We did not fight with anybody.
You weren't watching the same game I was.
Well, I was.
What's his name? The guard got into it with. It was over away from the play. You were probably watching the play. But basically, you're right. It was just a rough football game. I'll give you that. Okay, we'll be back in just a moment.
Gee, thanks. I think we need to put a pin in this. It's not working out, pal.
See why the Protector is the #1 name in rust proofing the world over.
Compare warranties.
Full coverage for as long as you own your car.
With no periodic inspections.
Insist on the Protector because there is a difference in rust proofing.
Hey, how'd you get to know so much about rust proofing?
They don't call me Iron Mike for nothing.
Look for the Protector Knight as your assurance of quality.
Singing and dancing in the
the rain, no problem. But driving in the rain, now that's where I want to partner with Throw-Wheel Drive for extra traction, sure-footedness. Your Toyota dealer's got more front-wheel drive models than any other import. The price is so low, they'll have you singing. Don't slip up. See your Toyota dealer's front-wheel drive liftbacks, sedans, wagons. Now, who could ask for anything more?
This bud's for all that
Oh, awesome.
Carlos, I need 100 of these by Friday.
My friend, I'm retired. My son is running the business now.
My son is running the business now.
Where you're going, it's true, your pride is showing, cause you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
Is it fair to compare these snowblowers? After all, the Aaron's ST2 Plus 2 has powerful two-stage action, not single-stage. The Aaron's throws snow up to 25 feet and has self-propelled action. Is it fair? Sure. Compare prices.
Well, that's sucker.
They're both under $500. The Aaron's ST2 Plus 2 at these fine Aaron's dealers.
Okay, we have a little time left, so let's go out to Jeannie and get a few more questions.
All right, just one real quick here.
Yes, I was wondering the coach's position on the future of the Honey Bears.
That's probably the toughest question he has to field tonight.
Well, I'm going to be with Reagan at the summit on that one. I have no idea what's going on myself.
This question's for Matt. Every time you see the players on
Butt
TV,
wiper?
they seem to be so jovial and happy. What makes the camaraderie so high, besides being 10-0?
This is the kind of guy south to west
So
would hang
jovial
out
and
with,
happy.
this
What
guy
makes
here.
the camaraderie so... See the players...
No idea what's going on myself.
This question's for Matt. Every time you see the players on TV, they seem to be so jovial and happy. What makes the camaraderie so high, besides being 10-0?
That's enough, I think.
Well, winning is a big part of it. I would have to admit, this team has...
Oh, I thought
personality.
I thought this guy's name was Matsui, like a Japanese name. I was kind of puzzled this whole time.
Wise, gets along very well. And I think it has to do with our success also. A lot of guys, McMahon is great.
He does seem nervous, so he might be squeezing out some gassers.
With our linemen, and I'm pretty good friends. Our backs, Calvin Thomas, Sanders, and Gentry and Peyton and I are all very, very close friends. And I'm not sure why. I think people really enjoy each other. It's very easy when you're winning to get along.
Coach, what are you going to do to shut down the Cowboys' passing game?
Well, I think the main thing you do is mix up the coverages, double different receivers, put a little zone in there, and you got to put a lot of pressure on White. Danny's not quite as mobile as he used to be, but he still is mobile, so it's just a matter, you got to put pressure on him, get the hands up on him.
Mike, you know, I remember Vince Lombardi came up with a quote, or some of the players did when they had their championship years, and he said,
Bring back fullback. They don't have it
They
anymore?
used the word, and that we love each other, and that's why we win. Which comes first for a team, the chicken or the egg? In other words, does this team win because it loves each other, or was it the winning that makes the team love one another?
I think the thing that created the winning was the respect each facet of the team had for each other. I think our defense respects our offense now, and I think our offense respects our defense, vice versa. I think that's what made it. And you can call respect love if you want to, but that's important to have.
Okay, time for one quick question.
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering if we were going to ever sign those two guys that haven't signed yet, and down the road we're going to need maybe one of them. I was wondering what your choice is on that.
You know, I was wondering about the same thing, you know. You and I are pretty much in the same boat. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't, and I don't think they do. I don't think our management does either.
Okay, that's it. We're out of time. Good luck in the game today. Stay tuned for the NFL
What goes in the place of the fullback then, like a second tight end?
today, and then the Chicago Bears
Or an
against
extra
the
receiver?
Dallas Cowboys.
I want you to take a look at the leaderboard.
Oh, Lee Trevino. Wow.
Two in small trucks. Wow. Toyota's the one who's got gas turbo truck power. I guess he's playing through.
Hell yeah, Lee
Toyota's
Trevino.
The one that's got more hauling and pulling power. Dang. And you know who's got room to carry the big load? Toyota. So it's pretty clear to me that the who's who knows what's what in trucks. Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
This bud's for all that you do.
You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing.
You keep the juices flowing.
The hope and the hustle. You keep the country growing, and you make America work, and this fight's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
The Mike Ditka Show was sponsored in part by Toyota. Who could ask for anything more? By Budweiser Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. Today's guest will receive the Advanced System 3 Zenith Smart Set, Space Command, flashback, on-screen channel, and time display.
Zenith.
Make this cube Zenith's finest receiver monitor.
True. I can see that. Too bad. I remember in the old football games, like the fullback was always awesome. Like he'd give him the ball. Like when you had to get it, it would be some like big bruiser. Richard Simmons in the crowd.
Yes, it sounds like we have a lively crowd this morning. Good morning. Time flies when you're having fun. The Bears close out their regular season schedule in Detroit today. Mike has the luxury of using this game as a tune-up for the playoffs. We'll find out what his
This is about a month later. The last one was November 17th. This is December 22nd.
plans are. Jeannie will get questions, suggestions, and apprehensions from our studio crowd here. And Mike's special guest is defensive end Richard Dent, who leads the NFC in sacks with 15.
Richard Dent. Oh, man, look at this. Phil Collins behind him. It could be Phil Collins, or it could be the guy from Human Centipede 2.
Mike, I think there might be an obvious first question for you. With the situation as it is, you're looking to the playoffs. This game is meaningless as far as standings are concerned. What is your motivation for today's game?
Well, I think there's a lot of motivation, John. First of all, it's Detroit. We play them every year twice. They're in the Central Division, and we wanted to win all our games in the Central Division this year. Also, I think our defense is number one against the rush pass and number one overall, and I think that they would like to stay that way, lowest number of points given up, and they're going to go out there to play that way today. Offensively, we're going to be in ideal conditions, which will be the same conditions as the Super Bowl, and we'd like to get untracked in a couple other areas.
Okay, Mike. We'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show in just a moment.
The Mike Ditka Show is sponsored by Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. By Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. By Toyota, who could ask for anything more? And by Illinois State Lottery.
Wow.
This Bud's for all that you do.
Carlos, I need 100 of these by Friday.
Come on, Carlos.
My friend, I'm retired. My son is running the business now.
You know just where you're going. It's true, your pride is showing, cause you make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Man, he's getting a whole bucket of beer.
To you, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
Guy gets a turnkey business, and that's enough to celebrate him? Come on.
More 86s at your
Oh,
Toyota
boy.
dealer. Front-wheel drive sedans, wagons, and performance models like the all-new Celica. And more Toyota trucks, 5-speeds, automatics, gas turbos,
Classic 80s salesman archetype.
long beds. What better time to find the Toyota you want from a good selection now in stock? Shop your Toyota dealer today and make your best deal.
How would American society look if alcohol was banned? I mean, we're getting a little bit of a look at it with Gen Z. They've really pulled away from alcohol, but I mean, I think it would be more peaceful and less violent, less crime.
Deal in the #1 import. You could be driving your 86 Toyota car, truck, or van today. Who could ask for anything more?
You don't have to pay for an Aaron's snow throw this year. You don't have to pay for a new Aaron's Deluxe snow throw this year. You don't have to pay for a new Aaron's snow throw tractor this year. You don't even have to pay for the new Aaron's ST 2+2 this year. They're all included in Aaron's Power Charge wait till next year deferred payment plan. Snow won't wait till next year, but with Aaron's, your payments can. Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. See these Aaron's dealers for details.
Before we go to our videotape and take a look at the Jets game and talk about Detroit, the Bears earlier this week, had 8 players make the Pro Bowl, and I think that's pretty good for any team.
Man, what a crowd. There's, what's his name from Parks and Rec? The Libertarian guy, Ron Swanson. The Stomper in the crowd. Jim Cornette sitting up top.
And quickly, they were on offense. Walter Payton, as expected. Jay Hilgenberg and Jimbo Covert, the 2 first offensive linemen that made it for the Bears since 1964. On defense, Singletary made it. Otis Wilson made it. Richard Dent, Dan Hampton, and Dave Duerson made it. A lot of people thought it would be Gary Fencing, but it was Dave Duerson, who also had a good game, or good season, I should say. But Mike, overall, you got to be satisfied.
I'm very happy for the players, John. It's a great tribute to them and the way they've played, and it's probably a tribute to the way the whole team has played, because more players come from winning teams. But we had a lot of guys like Gary Fencing and like Kevin Butler, like Jim McMahon, like Leslie Frazier. I mean, we had a lot of guys. Steve McMichael, who could have very well made it, who didn't.
There you go, Steve McMichael.
Make it, but
somebody asked about him, I think.
Okay, let's take a look at the Jets game from last week and see what we can gather about what's coming up this week. This is Dennis Gentry, who played well. It was very cold out there, wasn't it? Walter Payton got...
Well, just wait. We just don't get into a rush. We can figure out the Discord thing. I just need to be off stream.
Banged around quite a bit.
Well, it was cold. What happened is the field...
What's up, Randy?
John, and it became very slippery. It was very hard to cut on it, and we had to run straight ahead plays. But this was a draw play, basically, and Dennis took and did a great job with it. And he's played very well.
Come on, Dennis.
In every situation we've had him in, so...
Okay, will Payton, he's a little bit banged up. Will he maybe Gentry play a little bit more as you look at Tim Wright?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
If the game goes the way we want it to go, yes, I think it would. But I want to make sure Walter play. He's had a good week of practice, and he's looking forward. He wants to accomplish a couple of things, too. Tim Reitman's done a great job for us.
There we go.
I can't say enough about him, but he's done a great job.
And here's Payton. There was that kind of screen pick or whatever you want to call it. And Payton almost went all the way.
Well, the reason he didn't go all the way, he didn't go into the high kick there. See, I know that. You guys don't know that. He would have went to the high kick, he would have made it.
Well, it was too cold maybe for the high kick, but he took a beating. He carried 28 times in that game. And
yeah, I got carried away.
Man, this camera angle's crazy.
Now we're going to see Jim McMahon. You didn't throw all that much, and sometimes when you did throw, the receivers were dropping them, but Galt didn't drop this one.
Well, Jim threw the ball. Jim had a great game. We dropped about 5 passes, John, which would have made him really have an outstanding game, but those things happen. The conditions...
I wonder if Willie's related to John Galt.
A couple, too, so it was tough out there.
Well, most of them are wearing gloves. Are you a proponent? I know it's in the NFL now, but are you proponents of wearing gloves, the receivers?
Well, I never wore them. I don't think you ever wore them. And it never bothered me. I mean, your hands got cold, but at least when the ball hit him, you knew it was there, and you did the best you could to catch it. I'm not going to say whether you should or shouldn't. That's up to a player. I just I like to use my hands.
Okay. Let's go out into the audience and get some questions. Jeannie?
Okay, your question.
Mike, I was wondering, there's been a lot of fumbles. I was wondering if you talked to the team about falling on the fumble instead of trying to pick up and run with it.
Well...
Yeah, listen, buddy, you're coaching a perfect season. But here's some advice for you.
We work on both. We really haven't had a chance to work on too much picking them up. The defensive people work on it all the time, scooping the ball up and running with it or falling on it and covering it. And, yeah, they have missed a few of them, especially in Miami. We missed a couple that could have been recovered. But overall, what they're doing is good. They're trying to pick it up and move with it, and that's a pretty good idea.
Coach, are you going to use more quick slants like Miami does?
You mean with the receivers outside? We have them in. We threw a couple in the game last week. You got to hold on to them. That's the main thing. Yeah, we have them in our game plan. We don't throw the ball quite like Miami. Nobody throws the ball like Miami, so I don't think we're a good comparison with them. But we will push the ball downfield more this week.
Mike, are you planning to rest some of the key players while the game goes on Sunday?
A lot of them don't want to rest. That's the main thing. But I think we will. Hopefully we can control the game and everything works out today. Then we'll see how many people we can get out of there.
Okay, your question.
Was McKinnon... excuse me.
Forget? Okay.
Whoop.
We can get out of there.
Okay, your question.
Was McKinnon... excuse me.
Forget? Okay. We'll give her a chance to remember and come back later. How about you?
Coach, all year you've been stressing the fact that we wanted the NFC playoffs in Chicago. Now we've got them coming up, and I was wondering if after the last couple weeks where receivers were dropping the ball a little bit, if maybe going into the playoff game you're going to practice outside a little more, get them used to catching the ball in the cold weather.
I don't know if you could ever get used to the weather being as cold as it is now, but yeah, we will go outside some, but still, we won those games, you know. As long as we win them, I don't mind them dropping too.
Kevin Nealon.
What's the usefulness of a game like today's in terms of trying things out that might be useful in the playoffs?
Well, I think it would, Jeannie, except that it depends on what the weather's like in the playoffs, whether the ball can be thrown downfield. We know it can be thrown down in the dome up in Detroit, but we don't know what it's going to be like in Soldiers Field in a couple weeks.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that Walter did run the ball 28 times last week. He ran
Great Chicago Bears fan archetype.
about 3 or 4 times around the outside sweeps, but you really never went back to that. You kept on running him right up the middle.
Because of the footing, is that what you said, Mike?
That was a lot of it. We did toss outside some, and the defense, they changed the defense so much on us. We should have probably went outside a little bit more, but we did nothing laterally across the backfield, which really took away from our running game.
Okay, let's take a look at the defensive tape. And the defense, once again, as you said earlier, Mike, is now number 1 in almost all categories. And they really, here was a great play by Duerson at the last second.
Ooh.
Well, Dave has made this type of play all year. He's really been a consistent player for us, and you know, I think, you know, him going to the Pro Bowl, I think that's just a tremendous feat
No
for him
Super
to come in and
Bowls.
start the first year and to be able to accomplish that.
Yeah, but especially because he was under such pressure of
That's
replacing
rough.
Todd Bell, the big topic of Todd Bell. As we look here, as Dan Hampton, who had another good game, knocked this pass down.
Well, our defensive line has made so many plays for us, you know, Dan and Richard
Bonk.
and Steve and William and Mike. Dan has knocked down probably about 8 balls this year, and so has Richard.
Oh,
That really helps.
man. They trucked his ass.
There's
Knocked down probably about 8 balls this year, and so has Richard,
Ugh.
so that really
Oh,
helps.
man.
There's Hampton, number 99, who didn't get blocked. Singletary got blocked, but Hampton got through and made the
Jeez.
tackle. And he's done a good job with the sore knee
Steamrolled
and
him.
also playing tackle and end. And he made the Pro Bowl. And now we look at Gary Fensick with a saver, too.
Yeah, Gary did a good job on that play. He picked up the coverage late, John, and they did a couple quick counts. He picked up the coverage late, and he almost missed it, but he did a great job recovering.
Okay, let's go out into the audience for some more questions.
I'd like to ask Coach Dick a question from my boss,
Oh,
Mike
boy.
Royko. He told me to ask...
Who's this? Is this
But
is
he
this
did a great job
Pocket's
recovering.
dad?
Okay,
Orange
let's go out into the
Cassidy
audience
Sr.?
for some more questions.
I'd like to ask Coach Dick a question from my boss, Mike Royko. He told me to ask you how you'd compare this year's defense to the 63 Bears.
Well, I think it would compare very similar. You know, they're very similar. I think John would say the same thing. We have a lot of good players. 63 had a lot of good players. I don't know if we have a Doug Atkins. We have a couple guys. I guess McMichael, if he was a little taller, would be a lot like Doug. But we have a lot of good players right now. I think our defense is a little faster than the defense was in 63. I don't know that they're any more punishing, but I would say that it compares very favorably with them.
And I would say also that the defense now has been good for about 3 years, year in years, whereas the 63 defense, really the only super year they had was
Exactly.
was 63.
They have flashes in the pan.
Yeah. What a
You better not tell
championship,
them
though.
that.
Here we go.
I know that there are a number of errors that are made by the decisions of the referees.
Oh, my
I was
God.
wondering what you felt about instant replays.
I think it has merit. I really do. I think it can be used and implemented. If it's done properly, I think it can really add to the game. I think it's very, very tragic to see a team get kicked out of the playoffs or lose in the playoffs because of a call that is
Orange
definitely
Cassidy.
wrong. And if TV shows it's wrong, then I think it could be corrected. But I don't want it to get too technical, but there's a way they could do it. If they do it the right way, I think it would really help the game.
Especially for the playoff games. Maybe throughout the season, things even out. You get a bad call here, a bad call there, but in one playoff game, you can get one bad call.
It's sudden death is what John's saying.
Yes.
You get one bad call, you're gone.
And that's why they should go to, I'm just amazed that they're not going to be going to it this year. Okay, we'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show in just a moment.
You don't have to pay for an Aaron snow throw this year.
Another snow
You don't
blower
have to
ad.
pay for a new Aaron's Deluxe snow throw this year. You don't have to pay for a new Aaron snow throw tractor this year. You don't even have to pay for the new Aaron's ST 2+2 this year. They're all included in Aaron's Power Charge Wait Till Next Year deferred payment plan. Snow won't wait till next year, but with Aaron's, your payments can. Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. See these Aaron's dealers for details.
This bud's for all that you do.
Let's go.
You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing. You are the muscle, the hope and the hustle. You keep the country growing and you make America work. And this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
Who's ready to unleash the most powerful small 4x4 ever to beat up a mountain? Who's ready to unchain more horsepower?
Yeah,
than
they
a
really
small
are.
4x4 ever?
And they're also stressing the fact that you don't have to pay for it now.
Who's introducing the first 4x4 gas turbo in America? Toyota's who? The 1986 Toyota 4x4 Turbo. With all new high-track independent front suspension for even more comfort. It's the who's who in 4x4.
Who could ask for anything more? Toyota.
Well, now, personally, my venture capital is in the smaller high-tech industry.
No, now is the time to retrench with conservative blue chip.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
prefer a speculative venture with low investment and high possible returns.
Petroleum future?
Penny stocks.
Ah, for a lotto ticket.
Wow, big deal. We're talking high finance here.
And I'm talking maybe $6 million or so. Anybody here cleared that much lately?
I suppose. I'm going to go count the tomatoes.
I thought not.
Lotto. It's a big deal.
The Chicago Bears helmet phone now available.
I like how that commercial basically says, like, forget about even any basic investing, just buy lottery tickets.
From an authentic Riddell plain helmet and
Oh, look at this. Amazing.
ITT telephone. It's the perfect gift idea. Available at all Merle Harmon's fanfare locations.
Now joining us is one of those 8 Bears who made the Pro Bowl team earlier this week, Richard Dent.
Wow, big name.
He just said, Richard just said that maybe you got him mixed up with Otis with all the barking. Hey, they really picked up that barking, didn't they?
Yeah, they got that right away.
Richard, you had a super game. You now have 15 sacks, and things are going very well.
15 sacks,
You're having one of
wow.
your finest years, despite the fact that you've had some contract hassles. What did you do? Decide you're just going to buckle down and not worry about that?
Well, coming into the season, I wanted to get a contract done, and I figured that would help me out a hell of a lot going into the season, but that didn't happen. So early in the year, it was bugging me a little bit, bothered me. I couldn't play like I really wanted to play. I was playing, but it was satisfying with some people, but it wasn't satisfying with me. So I decided to put it away and go ahead and play football.
Well, you certainly have been doing that. We got some highlights from the Jets game, and you know, Richard, you line up so wide sometimes. This time you made an inside move and got inside and hit O'Brien.
Murked him.
That particular play, the guy kept putting his hand in my face, and I finally went inside and got him. And usually when I go inside to make a fumble happen, I look at the quarterback and see is he about ready to throw or is he sitting. At that time, I thought he was about ready to throw.
Now this time, number 95 went. You just went.
This time, I knew he wasn't ready to throw, so I went for the arm to try to get him first down.
Now, see how wide you are in the nature of your defense. This really, you can get that 1-2 quick step, and the tackle hasn't got a chance.
Right, the tackle's got a right-handed stance. So right there, I believe I could beat him. Most guys on that side would have a left-hand stance. You know, he have a better chance that way than having a right-hand stance.
Okay, and this next play shows you how watch the offense didn't even try and block Richard because they didn't think he'd get 95 could catch an offside run. Now, he catches this run right there from behind.
This particular play, we're in an under, and they just unblocked me from I formation. You have at least 7 yards off the ball, and if you take the right angle, you can always get it.
The defense is now #1 in just about every category. Do you think the defense is better this year than it was last year?
In some words, I think we could be a lot better than what we were last year. Last year, we lost one of the #1 stats, and this year we have all 3. So this week we want to go into this game and don't lose anything. You know, we worked so hard to get where we are today.
Okay, let's go out into the audience and get some questions for Richard. Jeannie?
Richard, you are the sweetest, quietest, most gentlemanly guy off the field, and on the field, you're vicious.
Shut up,
I mean,
ATF.
it's not unusual in a football player, but explain that. Does your personality just change like a switch when the game starts?
Yeah, well, you know, that's work. And when I go to work, I like to go to work, and I like to do it right. And be physically with it.
Hi, Mike. My twins would like to ask you a question.
Shoot.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, look. Wilford Brimley. Oh, you see Cicero back on the bed? Yeah, he's sleeping on the bed. Poppy's up and about, though. Wilford Brimley in the crowd.
You got the best going to the Super Bowl?
You bet.
Yeah, Mike, I'd like to know if
Oh boy.
you know, you guys seem so mean on the field all the time, and even when we play, you know, not so good, it looks like we're still kicking, you know, their butts. I'm just wondering, what is it, the morale, the way, just like you said before, like we really like to play the game, or how does it go?
Well, that's a good sign as a good team. You know, things not going right, but we're still being physical and trying to make something happen. I think that's where we are today. You know, we got so many guys out there committed to what they're doing.
I think Mike put it best a few weeks ago when he said, I'd like my players to play with a chip on their shoulder. That's, if you're going to get hit, it's a physical game, you got to do it, right?
This is for Richard Dent. Who do you think's the toughest lineman you played against this season?
Well, I tell you, working with Jimbo Covert is hard to say, you know. Working out with this guy, it's a lot easy for me when I come down for Sunday play. But I like Anthony Munoz. He's a great tackle, too. But I don't get a chance to play against him much.
Question for Richard Dent. Who's your favorite quarterback to sack?
Oh, look at this look.
Question for Richard Dent. Who's your favorite?
Wow, what a look.
Favorite quarterback to sack?
Any quarterback.
Anyone would line up on Sunday, really. All of them.
Richard, when you make a sack, do you try to sting the quarterback, or do you try to get the ball loose and make a fumble?
Well, when I'm approaching him, if I feel like he's about ready to throw the ball, then I try to get him right away. But if he's just sitting there still looking for the receiver, I try to make a fumble. I try to hit his hand and make something happen.
So I
can come off the field and rest.
Yeah, that was interesting. You said that that you're looking to see his position, how quickly he's ready to throw. In other words, you have time as you're going through on your pass rush to think and where he is and how you're going to hit him.
Sometimes you have that situation, sometimes you don't. But when I have it, I like to take over it and make something happen with it.
Okay.
This question is for Coach Ditka. Next season, it's very possible that there will be some openings in head coach jobs in the NFL. What are the Bears going to do to make sure that Buddy Ryan stays as the defensive coach of the Bears?
Well, he signed a 3-year contract, but you know, contracts are only as good as you know. You can always break them or change them. And if your goal in life is to be a head coach, you should be a head coach if that opportunity arises. And you should never let anything get in your way if that's your goal. If it's not your goal, then do what you're doing and keep doing it well.
This is to Coach Ditka.
Is Dennis McKinnon 100% recovered from his knee injury?
He's not 100%, but he's doing pretty good. He had a good week, and he's going to have a big game today.
My question's for Richard Dent. I want to know what it's like just to be too bad out there in the football
Whoa, look
field.
at this kid in the background just throwing up Roman salutes one after another.
Have a big game today.
My question's for Richard Dent. I want to know what it's like just to be too bad out there in the football field. Take all of them down, you know?
Well, you know, I'm blessed to play in the NFL. You know, you got thousands and thousands of guys coming out of college that want to play football, and you just have to be a lucky guy to be in the NFL and make this kind of money and enjoy yourself.
This is for Coach Ditka and Richard. Don't you think maybe everybody loves the Super Bowl shuffle, but as a coach, don't you sort of frown on it a little bit? It's great that you're 14-1 and everybody's overjoyed, but, you know, I hate to be a Chicago fan, but don't you think maybe another team could maybe force it against you a little bit? Maybe we're just jumping a little too far.
Well, you know, I don't agree. I don't know what it.
They did it. The other team in the documentary about Super Bowl Shuffle, they show that the Patriots did their own version of it, of the Super Bowl Shuffle, but it didn't get any traction. It was pretty terrible.
It is, first of all. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't bother me. And if it bothers another team, then they got to find a way to do something about it.
Uh-oh.
As we're going to this commercial, I'm trying to visualize in '63 Mike Ditka doing the Super Bowl shuffle. We'll be back.
What a cut-up.
You don't have to pay for an Aaron snow throw this year. You don't have to pay for a new Aaron's Deluxe snow throw this year. You don't have to pay for a new Aaron snow throw tractor this year. You don't even have to pay for the new Aaron's ST 2+2 this year. They're all included in Aaron's Power Charge Wait Till Next Year deferred payment plan. Snow won't wait till next year, but with Aaron's, your payments can. Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. See these Aaron's dealers for details.
Introducing the amazing Minolta Maxim, the world's easiest SLR, because it alone has built-in automatic focusing. Look, Maxim's autofocus lets you get perfect shots before others can even focus. Change lenses. Maxim again gets the shots that used to get away.
Only the human eye focuses faster.
Minolta Maxim.
The mind of Minolta.
What would I do if I won $1 million? I'd go to Africa, and I'd lead safaris, and I'd swing on the vines just like the little monkeys, and I'd track wild animals, and I'd go in the bush after the big jungle cats, and I'd scare giant snakes out of their skins by staring them right in their beady little old eyes, and I'd ride pachyderms with great white tusks, and I'd make Tarzan calls, too.
With $1 million, you can do practically anything you want. So play Moneymaker Instant Lottery.
For every swing, every shot, every move,
Maury
and every sport,
Mages.
no one suits the sport in you like Maury Mages Sports. For the basketball player, Converse Spectre high-top leather basketball shoes, combining experience and technology into a shoe that offers comfort and performance. Maury priced at just $26.99. For the swimmer, Speedo men's and women's swimwear, featuring a wide assortment of leading-edge racing
Randy.
prints, sensational solids, and
Wow,
powerful
Doug
panels.
Locke
Now
coding.
more than ever for winning. For service, value, and selection, Maury Mages Sports, Chicago and Arlington Heights.
Okay, we don't have too much time, but let's go out into the audience and get a question here. Jeannie?
Question.
Mike, I was just wondering, if Papa Bear were alive today, how do you think he'd be reacting now?
Well, I think he would be extremely happy, but I think he would be, as John would know, he would be coaching all the way and telling you everything you did wrong and what you should be doing and how to do it better. But that's the way it was, and that's just great. But he would really love these guys. He would get a big kick out of the way our defense plays. Really.
Disco Doug Locke. Yep.
One more?
Daryl Dixon on the show. Pretty rare in a pre-Walking Dead appearance.
Okay, one quick one, Jeannie.
My question is for Coach Ditka. I was wondering, after watching Monday night's game, Miami versus New England, and listened to OJ's commentary, if you found any weaknesses in Miami's offensive line that you didn't notice earlier when you played them.
Well, the only thing I saw is their linebackers blitzing did a good job. That's New England's, but we'll do a good job against them, too.
Okay.
I want to say too, Mike Ditka talking football on Sega Genesis was pretty lit. I thought it was a pretty solid game.
We're all out of time. I want to wish Mike and Richard good luck.
Or power
against the Detroit
football,
Lions.
talking football,
that game's
something.
Going to be coming up right after the NFL Today, which is Knicks, then the Bears and Detroit. And since we talked about the Super Bowl Shuffle, courtesy of Red Label, Mike said he hadn't seen it. Well, we're going to give him a chance as we give you the closing credits. Here it comes, the Super Bowl Shuffle.
I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to play, but we'll try. I'll have to mute it at times, I think.
More 86s at your Toyota dealer. Front-wheel drive sedans, wagons, and performance models like the all-new Celica.
Maybe the uploader kept it, only kept in stuff that cleared.
More Toyota trucks, 5-speeds, automatics, gas turbos, long beds. What better time
Yeah,
to
I
find
like
the
it.
Toyota you want from a good selection now in stock?
Very chill.
Shop your Toyota dealer today and make your best deal on the #1 import. You could be driving your 86 Toyota car, truck, or van today. Who could ask for anything more?
Holiday greetings from Budweiser.
Now they do AI slop. Can you believe it? We used to get this kind of artistry.
The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday.
Are you leaving, Scott, or you think playing the Super Bowl Shuffle, it'll trigger the content ID?
The Mike Ditka Show was sponsored in part by Toyota. Who could ask for anything more? By Budweiser Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Aaron's, the easy choice for tough customers. Today's guest will receive the Advanced System 3 Zenith Smart Set. Space Command, flashback, on-screen channel, and time display make this cube Zenith's finest receiver monitor.
I'll have to mute some of it. Oh, okay. So, whoever uploaded this episode apparently already pulled the audio from it. Directed by Chris Erskine. Ava Gardner. So the Super Bowl Shuffle must have been a sticking point, Scott, for him to take it out of the VOD like this.
No one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl Shuffle will set you free.
We got like the last 5
Okay,
seconds
Mike,
of
then
it.
came the highlight of the show as this youngster asked Ditka the big question.
In the
I think this is January of 86. Yeah, this was with Mike Singletary. Full show January 3rd, 1986, plus some news highlights.
Dallas game, you know, when the Fridge carried Peyton over the goal line, if he scored, do you think Perry would have spiked Peyton?
Thank you, Scott, for the gold coin. I'll add that to the vault. Every gold coin is one tier from OPC Don.
Oh, that one was a doozy. Okay, you can see the Mike Ditka Show in its entirety in just a couple of minutes right after this newscast. And remember,
Oh,
Sunday
sorry,
night,
I didn't see the
10:30,
volume was
Channel 2
so
will have
low.
an expanded Bears Extra to cover the big game with Coach Ditka.
I've got it turned up all the way, so this is as loud as it'll go.
Hand. As for the game itself, one of the keys will be the pressure that the Bears can put on Phil Simms, who's had a good season.
Ooh,
He's
Phil
not mobile,
Simms.
has been sacked no less than 52 times by defenses much weaker than Chicago. He will be under extreme pressure. You can bet on that. But Simms says he is not worried, and he's going to stay right there in that pocket against the monsters of the mid-road.
That's my strongest point, that I'm going to stand in the pocket, and then things are not going to change this week. I mean, we're not going to alter a lot for this team, and then I'm going to stand in there. It's probably going to be a pretty rough game, but that's what I expect, and hopefully I can get more done standing in there than they can do for me.
Of course, New York will try to establish Joe Morris, who is terrific, but they haven't been able to. Nobody has really established a running game on the Chicago Bears, and I'm sure that the Giants will try and do it with Morris, but the Bears will probably try and pound on him early to see how he responds to beat him, because he's not a big guy. Now for my playoff picks on a very tough weekend. The record so far, 24-16-1 against the line. I'm taking Miami to cover 10.5 points. A lot of points, but if Cleveland can't make their running game go, Miami will have a field day. The Rams and Cowboys could go either way, but on a Ram hunch, I'm going with the home team giving 1.5. Take the Raiders giving 5.5, and even though 9 points is too much, I'm going with the Bears. They will win the game, but the margin is suspect.
Oh, they're
if
picked
New York
up a little
somehow
bit.
scores first, it will be a close game. Hey, the Sting beat the Strikers up in Minnesota tonight 3-1 after an 0-6 start. The Sting is now 7-9. Neil Roberts scored the 2 important goals for Chicago. Minnesota led 1-0 when Frank Klopas knocked one off the wall to Roberts, and it was all tied 1-1. Then late in the first half, Roberts struck again. Heinz Wirtz finds Roberts open. The Sting led 2-1 and won by a final of 3-1.
You got to watch
In
Heinz
the NBA
Wirtz.
tonight, it was Milwaukee over Washington by 7. Atlanta 111, Detroit 101. The Pistons now
Detroit
lost 6
taking
in
an
a row.
L.
Boston 129, New Jersey 117. In hockey, it was Washington over New Jersey 3-2. Winnipeg and Montreal, that game is now
Bill Lane Beer must have been on the shelf for that one.
tied in the third period at 3-3. And the buttons are everywhere now. Here's the latest, the Iron Mike buttons. I don't know, but this one's kind of unique. I hope you can hear this. And everybody's supposed to take these to the football game. I don't know how you're going to hear
You
it.
think 60,000 of those are going to make it loud enough for the...
It's amazing what they've come up with, isn't it?
It really is.
But anyway, it's going to be a great football game.
What's the going rate for scalpers tickets now?
Well, they're saying $300
It's still going.
for a 50-yard line, $200 for anywhere from
Oh my God.
between the goal line, and about $100 for around the goal line. But as I've said before, if you wait till real late, if you got the courage to go down there and stand right before the game, when the gun goes off, you can get them a lot cheaper.
11 o'clock pregame show.
NFL today, 11 o'clock. The Bears at 11:30.
Well, good luck. That's what we could say. Everybody will be writing on this game, and we'll be writing with you.
I heard that it's not that they cheated, it's because Maurice Cheeks put on a really stellar performance and really schooled Isaiah Thomas.
Have a good weekend.
I don't even know if either of them were playing at that time.
What's new at Jewel this week? Savings on the very freshest foods, like grade A fresh whole fry.
Oh, here we go, guys. We've got grocery prices. I'm so excited.
Or mixed fryer parts, only 39 cents a
39 cents a pound for fried chicken.
pound. Or fresh from the harvest, crisp head lettuce, just 49
Well,
cents
that's
each.
not
And
50
nothing's
cents.
fresher than Dean's 2% milk. $1.30
$1.39.
a gallon with Jewel's newspaper coupon. For the freshest savings,
Take a new look at an old friend, Jewel.
We are the Bears Shuffling Crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would.
Did they put this on the end of the news broadcast? Oh, okay. I forgot. It said that there were news highlights at the beginning of the thing. Yeah, Vinny Slugga, him and his dad live by a Jewel Osco.
A word of caution about the incredible Fredder New Year's sale now
Oh,
through Monday.
the Fredder New. So that wasn't actually the show. That was just the news clip. Okay, so now we're getting into the Ditka show.
Only. A sale like this can only happen once a year, and with prices this low, they're going fast.
Like this GE full-size microwave oven, just
Full-size
$179.
microwave oven, $179. What would that cost you now, I wonder?
But prices this low just can't last.
Like this GE two-door refrigerator freezer.
Okay, family size 2-door refrigerator. What's that gonna set you back? 2-door, family size, refrigerator, average cost. Well, now, wait a minute. Why is it telling me this? Why is it telling me a tow truck? Oh, because I put 2-door family size. It thinks I'm talking about a car. 2-door refrigerator, average cost. The average cost of a standard of a standard 2-door refrigerator, like a French door or side-by-side model, ranges from $1,500 to $4,500. Compact mini fridges are much more affordable. So a mini fridge on the high end, or at least on the high end of average, costs as much now as a full-size, family-size capacity 2-door refrigerator, clocking in at $400. Standard 2-door French door style is $2,000 to $3,500, and then a side-by-side could be as low as $1,000 up to $4,500. It says.
So if I could give you just one word of warning about the incredible Fredder New Year sale, that one word would be hurry.
Watch closely. You are about to see just a few of the items that...
No, it could have the drawer down at the bottom, although I guess you could count if you counted that as like a door.
That are on sale now during Marshall Field's January savings. Save on a vast selection of women's fashions and accessories, including dresses, shoes, handbags, and watches. Plus, you'll find fantastic values in Marshall Field store for men, including the basics at incredible savings. Discover values for your home. Save on cookware, dinnerware, linens, and more. Marshall Field's January savings. You can't afford to miss it.
Get the word. 7.9% GMAC financing on the hot Buick Somerset for a limited time at your better Buick.
I was going to say, like, milk hasn't really gone up that much, but that's because I buy, like, the store brand. If you look at, like, the name brand, even just basic milk, it's like four times what it was back then.
Channel 2, WBBM TV, Chicago. CBS Late Night will be seen in 1/2 hour, so we may bring you the following Channel 2 sports special.
Ooh, movie bros, get fucked. Yeah, what if it has a drawer like Nancy Pelosi's ice cream fridge or ice cream freezer?
Good evening. It seems that everyone is fired up for the big game against the Giants on Sunday. Mike brought the team back from Georgia this afternoon. He's ready, they're ready, and Soldier Field is ready. And you know this crowd is ready. Jeannie won't have any trouble getting questions from this bunch. And Mike's special guest is middle linebacker
Mike Singletary. Is he going to do the interviewing? Well, look at this guy. How big an old boy are you? Just a good old farm boy. And there's Lalo, or is that Chud the Builder?
Mike Singletary, the heart of the Bear defense.
Hey, Charles Bronson in the back.
Linebacker Mike Singletary,
hey, Pally.
the heart of the Bear defense.
Oh my gosh, look, Phil Donahue in the crowd.
Mike, if this is any indication, I think you know that the city of Chicago is ready for the game. Is the team ready for Sunday, emotionally?
We're ready emotionally, physically, and otherwise.
I think that pretty much covers it, doesn't
Spiritually.
it? Spiritually, too. Okay, we'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show in just a moment.
Right now,
Mike
let's
Ditka
hear
Show
from
is
Aaron's.
sponsored
Yeah,
in
I was
part by
going to
Aaron's,
say,
the
okay.
easy choice for tough customers, by Toyota. Who could ask for anything more? And by Account Temps.
Is it fair to compare these snowblowers? After all, the Aaron's ST2+2 has powerful two-stage action, not single-stage.
I like this Old West saloon music.
The Aaron's throws snow up to 25 feet and has self-propelled action. Is it fair? Sure. Compare prices. They're both under $500. The Aaron's ST2+2.
I was slacking off for him, Randy, so I figured I better pick it up and throw out a few fully automatic doppelgangers.
At these fine Aaron's.
Hey, B. Stevie is back. I don't know if you saw that, Randy. He's been gone for a minute, I think.
Need a quality used car? See your Toyota dealer now. Because of last week's successful sales event, he's got a good selection of quality trade-ins priced right to sell fast. Low mileage Toyotas, domestics and other imports, lots of models to choose from. Your Toyota dealers earned a reputation for quality, value, and price. So look to him first for the best value in a used
snowing
car.
outside where
and for
you
the best
are?
selection, act right now. Your Toyota dealers got it right.
Do I let my accounting department get in over its head? Only at the pool. Do I expect my bookkeepers to cancel vacations when we're snowed? Never. Do I draw a blank when my DP goes AWOL?
DP?
Not on your month-end accruals. I call Accountemps for a temporary specialist in bookkeeping, accounting, or data processing. Let Accountemps experts keep you on the ball. Call
263-TEM's experts. This is fantastic, this guy, man. What a character. He's like, now listen, I know this is going to come out of left field, but listen, put me on the golf ball. Put my face on the golf ball.
Call.
That's what will get people to hire accountants.
263-TEMP.
Watching an adventure movie on a VCR? Terrific.
Harold
But you're
Ramis.
only hearing half the fun until you hear Zenith's
Jungle
Hi-Fi
Bob.
stereo VCR. With stereo sound so real.
Oh boy, look at this.
It's like being there. You can even tune in and record stereo TV broadcasts. Zenith's VHS Hi-Fi Stereo VCR.
Look out! Quicksand, old boy.
One of the smart VCRs. Zenith, smarter than ever.
Mike, I know you just got back from Atlanta this afternoon. In retrospect and looking back, do you think it was the wisest thing to go? Are you satisfied with the way the trip went and the preparation?
Yeah, John, I'm very happy, really. I think the football team and the players really enjoyed the visit down there, and we got a lot of work done. That's the main thing, you know, just to get the work done at a full-time tempo. We haven't been able to do that for a number of weeks because we've been indoors on a less than a normal field. So it's nice to be able to air the ball out, kick it, run it, throw it, cut, you know, on grass. And
Good to air it
good
out.
weather, really. It was warm one day, but two of the other days.
If you missed the Larry Rivera Crazy Eyes, Virginia time-stamped it in the comments on the earlier stream. I cannot recommend it enough. Maybe we'll watch it at the end of this. We'll just watch just that segment.
Chilly, so it was ideal.
The Giants made a big deal of the fact that they stayed in New York and fought the elements.
Well, John, probably they're tougher than us.
How would you rate the New York Giants? You've played a lot of teams this year. You've studied a lot of films this past week. How do you rate them as a team? Are they as good as some of the teams you've faced?
Well, they're better than a lot of teams that we've
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
played because if you really look,
They had those I don't remember what they call them, console, I guess, where you have like your, back then you had like the tape player, record player, and then you had your like, you know, AM, FM too. It was like they were all stacked on top of each other like a CD player at a certain point. It was like obnoxious how much space it all took up. But it was cool though. It made listening to music feel like it, you know what I mean? Like it just made it feel more special because you couldn't just like press a button. You know what I mean? It was like kind of like had some ritual to it.
look, you don't want to base anything on stats totally, but statistically they're very well balanced offensively and defensively, and also running and passing on offense. Defensively, they were right behind the Bears against the run, and they were.
Yeah, John Reynolds. Oh, and then he's. Oh my gosh, would she be 64 now, or just him? Wow. Springfield, Massachusetts.
A little bit down the line against the pass, but they played very well, really. I think that they're a football team that came on a little bit more at the end of the year. But if you're going to ask me, you know, we played better teams, and that's the way I feel.
Okay, let's take a look. You mentioned their defense is third in the National Football League. We'll take a look at them. And, of course, your big problem is going to be able to beat that defense. What do they do best?
Well, right there, what they did is when we went reduce on the weak side, they put Marshall inside. Now the guard's got to block him. Now, what they're doing there is wrong. The guard misses the block. If the guard misses the block, then you got a problem.
Oh, man.
But the tackle got run over by a linebacker also,
Genie.
by Taylor.
So it was more of a mental mistake than a physical mistake.
Well, it was a little bit mental and physical. We just feel that we match up well with them in that area with Colbert and Bortz over there.
And now this was an interception. Of course, they shut the 49ers down on 3 points. Are you...
well, our defense did too, John, so we can't get too carried away
so
with that.
you tied him in that respect.
Was the ball up in the air still? Oh, he got it. Okay.
You can't have tip balls in the secondary the way they play. You'll lose the football. We can't afford to turn it over, and we don't intend to.
Okay, now here comes another blitz.
Therefore, the back comes
Bay Area synchronicity.
on that side, whether it be the halfback or fullback, he's got to look for Taylor inside or outside. It's a delayed blitz. He usually likes to come back inside.
You know, it's interesting. They have great linebackers, and they have a whole bunch of sacks.
In this world, Eric McHenry does not exist yet. He's still in the he's still in whatever pantheon of time beings. He hasn't taken his human form yet.
But if you look at their linebackers, they have very few interceptions, where the Bear linebackers have interceptions and sacks. That's just the way they play their defense a little different.
No, they drop in zones, too. I just think we have better athletes. I'm going to say overall. I think maybe, you know, that everybody has tried to be nice and not say anything. The game starts at, what time, 11:30 Sunday?
11:30
We'll
Sunday.
just find out what's going to happen, but we'll be ready for it. I'm sure
wow.
It'll be a great game. It'll rank with some of the real tough ones we've played.
Okay, let's go out into the audience. Jeannie,
So the Wasung sisters married the Reynolds brothers.
let's
Something.
have our first question.
You, sir.
Okay, this is for Coach Ditka.
Hand down now.
First question.
You, sir.
Okay, this is for Coach Ditka.
Hand down now.
Just want to let you know that your Indiana fans.
Oh, wow.
Ditka.
Hand down now.
What's that one guy's name? He played for the he played for the Steelers. What's his? He was like a Terry Bradshaw in the crowd. There we go.
Just want to let you know that your Indiana fans congratulate you for being Coach of the Year, and that win or lose, we're behind you 100%.
That's the best question you've ever had.
I have 2 quick comments. You've been asked millions of questions this year, and it's time for a couple of comments instead. I was watching a tape last night of an interview between you and Johnny after the San Francisco game last year, and Johnny had asked you, what would you like to say to the Chicago fans? And you had said, bear with us, we'll be back. Who would have ever guessed you'd come back 15-1? We've heard this from many coaches. Thank you. Number 2.
Look how happy this guy is. This is the way that Pope Lonergan acts when he gets on panel with Ben. First of all, Ben, let me tell you.
Well, the second thing is I just want to remind you what's in your closet. That coat we gave you a year and a half ago says Super Bowl champs. Take it with you to New Orleans.
You have a question?
I like to say one thing. I like to say one thing and answer you. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Chuck Norris. Oh, look who it is. It's Ole Anderson.
Coach, the Aberdeen Ball Club congratulates you, and
as he came into focus, that got worse. That was a worse and worse doppelganger choice.
for home and away games. But one thing we were wondering is the special teams. We've had some problems. The offense and defense has been playing so great. What's happened to the kicking game? Are you going to make any adjustments?
Nothing's happened to the kicking game now. Everybody wants to talk about kickoff coverage. The reason our kickoff coverage has fallen off a little bit, we've had some lack of execution, but also because we've kicked off more than anybody else in football. So you can have some problems. You know, that's a nice dilemma to have.
64,
if we're going to have a
man,
problem,
that
I'd rather
really...
be in that area than some other area.
Ugh.
Our other part of the kicking game, we're second in the league in kickoff return. Our punts are fine. Our punt return is adequate. We do a good job. Field goal is excellent. Just kickoff coverage. And hopefully if we kick off 7 times Sunday, they get it back to the 20 twice.
Now just wait a minute. I have a question. Now, this is from Sue Chiastri, okay? She's a great fan. She called me up.
Sue.
She
Oh man, Geraldo Rivera in the crowd.
remembered that you had a dream.
It actually looks like the guy from Giovanni's on Primetime, Rick from Giovanni's. It looks just like him.
Before the Washington game last year, you dreamed Willie Galt was going to catch a touchdown pass. She also remembered that you had a dream before the San Francisco game. You dreamed about a missed field goal, and she wants to know what you've been dreaming lately.
I can't tell you until after the game.
Shoot. And she had some money to put on this one. All right, what's your question? Okay.
Coach, when Kevin Butler
Is this guy going to talk about the psychology of football?
stayed and Thomas left, a lot of us were disappointed. Obviously, that was a great decision on your part. What other really important decisions have you made this year that you're now very proud of?
Well, I don't think it's a decision so much about what I make. I think it's a decision what we make as a staff and as an organization. I think the bringing of Tom Thayer into our organization and Tim Reitman were excellent moves on our part. And you know, it's not always popular to keep some of the youngsters on defense, but we kept a lot of youngsters on defense, and they're going to be players in time. They just have to earn their merit badges for a while, but they're going to step in and play. I think that a lot of the decisions the organization made are pretty sound for the future.
And the thing is, some people forget is that the Bears are really one of the
You can put it on. I think you can put a link on a comment. I think, can't you?
youngest teams in the National Football League, so there could be a dynasty on the horizon. We'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show in just a moment.
Is it fair to compare these snowblowers? After all, the Aaron's ST2+2 has powerful two-stage action, not single-stage. The Aaron's throws snow up to 25 feet and has self-propelled action. Is it fair? Sure. Compare prices. They're both under $500. The Aaron's ST2+2 at these fine Aaron's dealers.
Are you temporarily short a person in your accounting department? Call AccountTemps, the financial and data processing professionals in the temporary help field. For everything.
This isn't her, is it? The somebody that runs a place called Jeannie's Weenies in Massachusetts? That can't be right.
Data entry and programming. On as little as a half-day's notice, you can have a trained specialist for a day, week, or longer. Call us.
Where'd you put it, though?
263-TEMP.
Need a quality used car? See your Toyota dealer now. Because of last week's successful sales event, he's got a good...
What video did you put it? Did you put it in? You put it in the comment section of a video? You have to tell me which video.
Selection of quality trade-ins.
I never get notifications hardly.
Low mileage Toyotas, domestics and other imports, lots of models to choose from. Your Toyota dealers earned a reputation for quality, value, and price. So look to him first for the best value in a used car. And for the best selection, act right now. Your Toyota dealer...
You think it's her with Jeannie's Weenies? That's one of the first things that came up. That would be incredible.
Got it right.
It's a good time. Come on in. It's playoff time. We all can win.
Play McDonald's Playoff Payoff. Collect all 32 Bears football cards.
Hey, check
Posted it up where? No.
Forget these guys.
It won't let it won't put any links in the chat. You'll have to put it in but if that's who you're talking about is Jeannie's Weenies, I don't know about exact picture, but I found that too.
What about this face? Each card's got a coupon you. When the Bears win, get a free set.
Or free Coke if they don't.
Whoa, man.
Come on, play McDonald's Playoff Payoff.
Jeannie's Weenies.
For the great taste of victory.
Our guest tonight is the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year, Mike Singletary. Mike, when you guys started all that hooting and barking out on the football field, you didn't think it was going to catch on with the fans so much, did you?
Well, I don't know. I think once we started it in Dallas, it's been coming along.
Yeah, because if you look, okay, I don't know where you're getting your pictures from, but if you go to the Instagram, it's got old boy on there too. All right, thanks ATF. Yeah, but I think you're right because I saw the guy from Reflection in some of the Instagram pictures.
And the fans are caught on real quick.
I think that it's okay. I think it would be fine to type in a comment on a recent photo to ask her if she would want to talk about Reflection in primetime. I'm getting all in my feelings.
Yeah, they bark well. I know you
Wasung interview so close.
More goals to finish for the rest of this year.
Well, really, the bottom line, anytime we go into the season, Coach Ditka emphasizes very early in the season that the bottom line is winning. And the bottom line is going to the Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter what type of individual efforts or honors we get. It's just to make sure that to top it all off is going to the Super Bowl, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, we're going to take a look at some highlights from the Detroit game because we want to look at you specifically. It seems like it's been so long since the Bears played Detroit, doesn't it? It seems like it was ages ago, but it was a game that the Bears won. It was a tough game. You put some pressure on the passer there, but how was your knee? You know, you got hurt, and you're saying it's 100%. Is it, in fact, 100%?
I tell you, my knee feels better now than it did right before the game.
Oh, really? Okay, now here we're going to take a look at this. I mean, it's amazing. When you see the hit that he took, now this play here, number 50, Mike will jam things up right there, and then the ball comes loose, and watch number 50 all the way on the slow motion, and you'll see Mike Singletary being alert and recovering the fumble. Of course, George Halas used to say that the guys that can recover.
Well, what message are you gonna put on our Facebook page?
Now here's where Mike got hurt. You see, he got his knee caught underneath him, and were you worried at that time that it might be more serious?
At the moment, I was worried, but I laid down, and I tell you, a lot of prayer was put into it. A lot of people was praying, and I tell you, at that moment,
can you imagine, Randy? Oh my God!
Sideline, I was ready to come back in and play, but Coach Dick and Buddy wouldn't let me.
That's exactly right.
Okay, let's go out into the audience, and Jeannie, we got some questionnaires. Well, there's a million hands,
Sure
so
do, yeah.
pick one out.
Mike Singletary, we've heard so much about the comparison between the linebacking corps. Could you compare them?
You mean with the Giants?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't really like to get into the comparison game. I think the biggest thing that we have to do is go out there and play Bear football. I think as long as Otis and Wilbur and myself and Ron and all the rest of the guys can play the way we're capable of playing, the fans will make the comparisons, and I think they'll pick it right.
Plus, he studies the offense. You don't really get a chance to see what the other linebackers are doing because that's the other team's defense. Next question.
I study them both.
Mike, I just wanted to ask you all the
Elegante.
Super Bowl fame and fortune with the Super Bowl shuffle. I was just wondering if you think that affected the way the team's playing at all.
I really don't think so. I think, you know, a lot of people would say that, and it's only natural. But I think if I had it to do all over again, I would do it again.
What a
because
find,
the bottom line of
ATF.
that was to feed the needy. And whenever you hear something like that,
Time to rack up another former primetime star that won't speak to me.
you want to do it and for a great purpose.
But, Mike, there are people who have said, people who think that the Bears were doing so many commercials, did the Super Bowl shuffle, and all this insinuation that, hey, the Bears are assuming they're going to be in the Super Bowl. Do you think there's anything, I mean, do they have a gripe?
No, it's not that, you know, we're so cocky about it or anything like that. We know what our mission is, and it just so happened that Super Bowl is the word that you use this time of the year. But we're hoping that we get there, and we're certainly working toward that goal, and I have no problems with it.
Okay, let's go out in the audience.
This is for Mike Ditka. Will the Bears pick on Giant quarterbacks Patterson and Watts, who are both coming off injuries in the 49er game? Well, and if the Bears are not successful passing, which I'm sure they will be, can we still win the game?
Well, I think, first of all, that I don't think they'll be hurt. I think they'll be in the game, and they'll be pretty well healed up. I don't think they were hurt that bad. I think both of them came back in the game the other day. But, yeah, we can win the football game if we don't have to throw the ball totally, but we're going to have to throw it some. You got to mix up the attack, so we'll do both.
This is for Coach Ditka. Why do the cornerbacks and the safeties concentrate so much on the pass receivers than on the ball? Sometimes they seem oblivious where the ball is.
Well, there's two ways of playing defense. Basically, one is what we call man-to-man, and that's basically what we play. There's another called man-to-man clue where you clue the quarterback. Now, that'll work good for you. You can make some good plays doing that, but also what can happen, you can get burned very bad. We play man-to-man, and most teams have gotten to playing man-to-man.
Equipment change. Here we go.
Mike Singletary, are you going to do anything different defensively to, for the little running back that they have?
Joe Morris.
First of all, I think he's definitely one of the best running backs we played against all year. But we're not going to change anything that we've done all year to play against another team. We're just going to go out there and we're going to have to play good football. As a matter of fact, we're going to have to play great football the whole game.
And speaking of Joe Morris, let's take a look at the videotape. We get a chance to look at little Joey's about 5. Now you have Sims, who is not what you call a mobile quarterback, and that usually suits the Bears fine if they can get a quarterback that is not a scrambler. The Giants haven't played against the 46. You figure that all that much. Do you think that'll be a big advantage to you?
I don't see a face or a YouTube channel or anything.
I think they played St. Louis earlier, maybe twice a year. And St. Louis played a little bit of 46. However, they offer it a little bit differently than we do.
Yeah. I think the fact that I think advantage may be, I think.
What's up, Media Hits? You think she'll speak to me? I don't know.
Giants had to concentrate.
I'm not
going to
get my hopes up, but I'll try.
Really had a chance to work against the 46 that much either.
The Giants play at 46, so there's no problem. They line up in a 46 too.
Yeah, but not
like us.
No.
But they do play it, and they have an idea what we're doing with it, and they have some good wrinkles off of it also. But they don't use it that much themselves, but they'll know how to go against it.
Okay, next question.
You're going to hit him, you said, Joe Morris. But how are you going to hit him? I mean, you do have to tackle different running backs differently, don't you? And he is
Well, it depends.
slow, smart, and strong.
It depends on the situation. If he offers the opportunity to get a great shot on him, we'll take a great shot.
Yeah.
And, Jeannie was sung interview.
Low.
The most important thing that we have to do against him is don't miss him.
Coach Ditka, when the Bears are on offense, how are they going to stop the Giants linebackers, especially Lawrence Taylor?
Well, we'll try to mix it up by giving him somebody over him. We'll change the people who are blocking him, and just by mixing up what we're trying to do, basically by formation, make him think a little bit. He's got to think about where we're going and where we're coming from. So if we can make him think a little bit, maybe we'll slow down his reaction, but we'll keep him off balance.
This question is for Mike Singletary. Mike, where did you get the nickname Samurai Mike?
Samurai?
All right, I'm going to comment on Jeannie was sung. That way we can have it documented here.
Just a mixture of the two.
Dan Hampton likened you to that John Belushi character who was so sweet till
Oh,
he got
well,
extorted and it was wild.
the Instagram hasn't been updated for since 2025, but you never know.
Right, and a samurai.
Coach, what do you think that New York's major weakness is, and how do you plan on attacking that weakness?
I don't think they have a major weakness. I think that you've got to keep them off balance, but I think that people have run the ball on him. Even the 49ers ran some good running plays on him. You can throw the football on him. You just can't be predictable. What you don't want to do is Dallas got into probably third and
I said,
13
Jeannie, would you
plus
be open to an
about
interview about
9
prime
times
time with
against
George
Giants and still won the
Dorunda?
game. Now, we can't do that. That you can't do and win. If you get in the third and long too many times, then you got a problem. So I think the main thing is don't turn the football over, and we'll let our defense do a little work on our special teams, and we'll put some points on the board.
So Facebook, then they must be more active on that than they are on Instagram.
And we'll just see what happens.
Mike, are you concerned about this? Wilbur Marshall got
The big
fined for
semi.
steering. Are you concerned that the officials are going to be looking for that more and that the Bears are a little bit marked because of that situation came about?
No, but I think if they're looking, they could look both sides and see that there are probably infractions made by every team in football. What happened with Wilbur was not an infraction, so it was just a poor choice on the person who thought it was a good choice.
Okay. You all understand that? Okay, we'll be back with the Mike Ditka Show in just 1 minute.
Is it fair to compare these snowblowers? After all, the Aaron's ST2+2 has powerful
For the Jeannie was sung interview? Oh no, I'll be doing all, unless you want to interview her separately.
The Aaron's throws
You're
snow
a
up to
professional reporter. You could probably promise her I'll get you in print, sweetheart.
25 feet and has self-propelled action.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I actually have a few loaded up in my queue. I was collecting old work training videos, and I started putting together some infomercial ones.
Is it fair? Sure. Compare prices. They're both under $500.
I'm not going to call
The
her a
Aaron's
restaurant.
ST2+2 at these fine Aaron's dealers.
No, I don't need these questions. If I do my interview first, then we'll have a chance to get a second interview. If I ask your questions first, we certainly won't get another interview.
Play McDonald's Playoff Payoff. Collect all 32 Bears football cards.
Hey, look at me. I look good out there. What about this great play? Oh, wait a minute. My mom's going to be proud.
Each card's got a coupon you. When the Bears win, get a free set.
Or free Coke if they don't.
Whoa, hey.
Come on, play McDonald's Playoff Payoff.
It's a good time for the great taste of victory.
Okay, time for a few more questions. I heard somebody mention the fridge. Has somebody got a question about
Yes,
the
an
fridge?
apartment-sized fridge here.
Oh.
They said you're only 3 years old. Is that true?
In the Dallas game, you know when the fridge carried Peyton over the goal line? If he scored, do you think Perry would have spiked Peyton?
That's our best question of the night so far.
I guarantee you Walter would have no part of that.
Quick question, Mike. First, congratulations on having a fine year. What I'd like to know is, last week it seemed like Manley was getting open a couple of times, going in motion against the 4-6 defense. I wonder if you're going to do anything about that this week, 'cause I'm sure the Giants saw that same thing.
Well, they'll move him. I'm sure they'll move somebody and try to isolate him on one-on-one, but he's going to be one-on-one in a lot of coverage we play. We just have to cover him a little better, and he's supposed to have help behind him a couple of times. Mike could bear that out, that he didn't have the help he should have had behind him, but they'll be hard-pressed. Our defense is predicated on pressure, just like the Giants. If we don't get pressure and they don't get pressure, then the guy's going to have time to throw the ball.
I might get starstruck talking to Jeannie Wasung. I might just have to wing it.
Believe it or not, we're out of time. Mike, good luck in the game, and of course both Mikes, and we'll be looking forward to you working out in Atlanta and playing in the NFC Championship game next week. That's it for the Mike Ditka Show. Stay tuned for on Sunday, because at 11 o'clock you can see the NFL Today. 11:30, it'll be the Bears against the New York Giants. The Bears will win.
Do I let my accounting department get in?
No, whoops. All right. There's 4 episodes of the classic Mike Ditka Show. Let's watch just real quick. Let's watch only the Larry Rivera eye scene. I think I really need to see it one more time. Let me turn this down. Oh boy, Jason Fowle and attorney C.J. Grisham, scumbags, says the heathen. What year was that? That was January 3rd, 1986. The previous 2 episodes were late 1985, and then the first episode on the video is from 1982. Well, hang on. I don't think I really need a soundboard. Okay, here we go. This is what we need. Okay, now hang on once I get it open. I got to go to the,
Wow.
there's, okay, hang on. This is so crazy. Like, it's unbelievably crazy. But this is my commentary over it, so I apologize in advance for that. But here we go. Here is the Larry Rivera Psycho Eyes segment.
Don't miss next week's TV show. It's going to be big surprise footage of the XPW official Atsushi Onita Sabu press conference. That's correct. You are going to see the actual footage of Atsushi Onita stepping foot here in the United States to make an appearance for XPW Wrestling, Chico. And it's going to be the big contest.
Now this is, I feel like this is when it gets crazy, is right toward the end.
For the big match, Sabu and Onita. And let me tell
Look
you
at his look at his eyes. Oh my god. Like, tell me that that's not completely fucked up. Like, that doesn't even look like, that looks crazy. Poppy. Like, like, what the fuck?
To sign the contract, he's scared. He's scared. He is scared. If Sabu does not show
Whoa,
up,
man, look at his eyes.
he's scared.
Holy shit, man.
Does not show up.
Oh my god, I just noticed it. What's going on? This is absolutely unhinged. Hold on, let me... Hold on, we have a... Oh, whoops, there we go, okay. Here, I'll be on the, I'll go... It'll be like I'm on a panel with myself. Is this for... What's going on with his eyes?
The contract, he's scared.
Wow.
He's scared.
I mean, is it the weed? What's going on? He seems the eyes look insane to me.
He's scared.
Like, come on, bro. Are you kidding me? Look at this. How bizarre. Like, how is this? What is this even about at this point with these eyes? Like, what the fuck? What the hell? Jedi Rich is a taggy mofo. Yeah, I mean, if you've got an... Man, this is really something here. These eyes are... Man, that's fucked up. I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's really... Like, what the... Literally, what is this? How do his eyes... How do his eyes look like that? I would... You know who was the first person I ever saw do this was Casey Tron way back in the day. She would react to... She kept doing it every day until it was just this complete, like, cacophony of nonsense. But man, these eyes are too much for me. All right, I'm going to go. I will be back in the morning for JCW. In the afternoon, I'll either we'll do a stream, or I'm going to try to interview Bethadone. I'll see what kind of condition she's in. Get a pre-rehab lenses, but they didn't look like that even earlier in the interview, I felt like. Yeah, it looks like V. I mean, he looks like he's fucking Bela Lugosi or something. Anyway, that's the plan for tomorrow, but thank you for hanging out for XPW earlier and old school sports talk TV shows in the afternoon. I do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you soon. And I'm speaking for Top Mark as well.